Pistons. Breakout season loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone. Touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around.
Cam.
What's the word? Your boy Braylon Edwards is back in the building. Back from out of town.
Back.
I'm back. And I'm back at a good time, man. A lot is going on in the landscape. That is the NBA and other news. But before we do that, I say what's up to the crew. Actually, let me start by saying what's up to you. How you guys doing out there? How have you been, chat? What's been going on? What's the latest? Are you excited that the kid is back? Well, as you guys figure that out, I will say hello to my co-host who has been holding it down since Friday, held it down yesterday, and even held it down on Monday. Now I'm back. Anson, I say thank you to you and your leadership and your stewardship. Also, how have you been, my friend? Can we talk about the heat in the studio?
I'd rather not, because it is
200 degrees.
It is hot, sticky, and nothing is sweet about it. Very first chat in here, Sebastian Chose, MPJ, a Piston, laugh out loud. Listen, guys, we got a really hot show for you. It is 86 degrees in here, though. It's wild. The HVAC, what do you call HVAC? They're on the roof right now trying to fix it. We got 4 fans going, man. It is balmy.
It's hot, it's loud, but guess what? We're all here. As I say, what's up to my boy Jared, as well as Riley, and then my right hand, Justin Satawa. How you boys doing?
What's up? Doing good. Glad to have you back.
I see you got the cutoff shirt on, man.
Yeah.
You showing the guns, or is this in part due to the heat that is the studio, man?
A little bit of both.
This is the most in shape show on the network. Everybody's yoked. Even Cam, sweet potato.
I saw KG had his tank top on earlier, man. Like, that's how hot it's been in the studio. Had a tank top on. He's got the wet towel over there in the back right now. How you feeling back there, my guy?
Hot.
in a word.
Obi-Wan KG been training again, man. He's indispensable to us. Shout out our guy KG.
Shout out to KG, man. Look, man, I spent some time away from you guys and went out to the trip. Same trip that I went on last year around this time is the Battle at Bandon. Joey Harrington, 15 years ago, decided that he wanted to do a battle-style golf weekend at Bandon Dunes, which is a bucket list trip. Trust me. A bucket list trip, and it started as the Pac-12 Challenge. Well, Oregon now won the Big Ten. It had to be the Big Ten Challenge. So the last 2 years they've been putting together more Big Ten guys, and you know it never disappoints. I think for me the fun, the most fun about the trip, as we have pictures and we have all those things, is it's the camaraderie. Like, you can ask any football player, any basketball player, you know, any professional sports, when they leave the game, male, female, however you identify, when you leave the game, it's not the Monday Night Football that you miss, although, you know, I kind of like scoring a touchdown on Monday Night Football and getting the excitement of the crowd. It's not the playoffs that you miss. I never played in the Super Bowl, so I can't speak for what that experience is. But it's the locker room value that you miss. You miss the guys, the jokes, you know, people's families.
The card games? As I hear you shuffling over there?
See, I was getting there. You spoiled it.
No, you were teasing him.
I was teasing it. So this is on the way there. Side note, this is the way to go, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, were you in charge of the emergency door, though?
I was, but
okay.
you know what?
That's
I read the pamphlet. I told them what it was. I read before I got there. I told the stewardess, I said, yes, I comply. Yes, I am up for the task.
And they looked at you and they were like, yes, you are.
They was like, yeah, we got one.
We got one.
This is the way to go. If you want to fly, you don't have to be in first class, ladies and gentlemen. You can sit in comfort. This is Delta Comfort. It's a good price. I didn't pay for it. They did, but it still was a good price. I saw what it was. Get this seat. This is 19C. I'm telling you.
He knows the exact seat. Not your first rodeo in 19C.
I will never not be in this seat again when this plane is offered. I can't remember exactly the make and model. I'll get it because I looked at Delta.
Detailed traveler.
I'm telling you, like, the bathroom's right here. Spacing's right here. This is actually how we exited. So this was right on time. This is perfect. You see that? I'm a 6'4" guy. Had leg room up to the wazoo. Now the shoulders got in the way, but that's another story.
Always pay extra for Delta.
Right.
You get food. You don't have to pay for your bags. You get free Wi-Fi, and the seats aren't ass. Like, I'm so glad that Spirit's crumbling. I would never go back to them. Like Frontier, oh my God, what are you doing?
Keep those pictures coming. Show some of those other pictures so I can talk about some of these guys that are out there, if you would. The guys that are out there, that's what I also love about going on this trip, because, you know, I'm just a guy, play ball, etc., much like all these guys are, but there's so much admiration, there's so much respect, if you will. You get a chance to see guys who you only know their name, You only know the moments. And one of the guys that I got a chance to meet for the very first time is none other than Tim Dill. I'm gonna get to him on the end. I'm gonna get to Mr. Nebraska, aka Detroit Lion, aka got ran up with some BS here, neither here nor there. Tim Dwight, touchdown Tim out of Iowa. Oh my God, he was electric. When he
White
played
Rocket.
Iowa. Saw what he did in the Super Bowl, the Atlanta Falcons. I think that was the only touchdown.
He was a fun player.
Yeah, 1,000% he was.
Us white boys don't get a whole lot of guys in the league like him, man.
Well, you got Lee Evans was a Big Ten killer out of
Okay.
Wisconsin. Plays years on Buffalo. That was a lot of fun, if you will. Go to the airplane picture. Click on the airplane picture, if you will. All right, here we go. This is the PJ. The PJ, now this is from Portland to Bandon. So how you do it is you fly. It's a couple different ways you can do it. The way I did it this time is flew into Portland, and then we caught a smaller shuttle. Not smaller shuttle. We caught a PJ to Bandon, like a 25-minute flight. Here we go, left to right. If you don't know this guy, that's because he's slimmed down a lot since he was a center for the Detroit Lions. Dominic Raiola, representing Nebraska. Hell of a time. First time really spending time with Dom. Like, we didn't overlap per se. Dom was a hell of a guy, man. I wish I would have spent some time with him. He told me a ton of stories about Kid Rock and Eminem and some of the songs that were cut in his very own basement. As you all know, he likes to DJ, and actually, it's a pretty good DJ. Lee Evans.
I got a lot of crossover with him. That guy, he was in Detroit a lot. He'd like to go out. Great guy when he was out, but I'm going to tell you, one of the most fiercely loyal human beings I've ever come across.
Doesn't play any games. In fact, to make it make sense about the loyalty, exchanged information. We're all in a huge group text. Talked to him a couple times out there. Followed each other. Played against each other. One of the rounds, it is a battle. You play two schools in the 9 holes. So first 9 you play one school. Second 9 you play another, and you do it again on the next day, which was Sunday. But Dominic was great. Lee Evans, Buffalo Bills. Danny Farmer, UCLA legend. 3-sport legend. Played basketball, volleyball, and football when he was out there. Eric Crouch had him on the show last year after Bandon. Heisman Trophy winner. Kajana Carter, number 1 pick. Number 1 pick overall.
Man, Penn State, right?
Yep, Penn State running back. Lost the Heisman, finished running up to Rashaan Salam, rest in peace. But number 1 pick overall in Cincinnati Bengals in 95, I want to say.
Who is the Giant?
Well, that is none other than one of the best left tackles to ever play the game. UCLA's finest, as well as Baltimore Raven, Hall of Famer.
It was him.
Jonathan Ogden.
I loved Ogden, man. He was such a
the
monster.
He's the best. You're talking about
as a human being too.
6'7.5". Like, and when I say 6'7.5", he's 6'7.5". He's not 6'7". He's not 6'6" parade. He's 6'7.5" because he's close to 6'8". Just a great human, chill, hell of a golfer. The next question you're gonna ask me: how's he fit on that plane? Plane's a little bit bigger than you think, and J.O. is a big softy, big sweetheart. And for all you Michigan State slappies out there, we got 2 of them on the desk right there. Well, there's Trey Waynes for you. Shout out to Trey Waynes, 2015. I want to say it was the last year with them, drafted.
Dog in college.
Second round, the beginning of the second round.
Second round of the Vikings.
100%. Dog in college. Still carries that dog attitude. And me and him, we bonded, but we bonded in shit talk.
Okay.
But he's like, man, I don't care what Michigan did when you were there. He said, y'all didn't want to face us. I said, we did. We beat you every time. So it was
Spartan
back
dog.
and forth. I said, I never lost to State. He said, I never lost to Michigan.
And
so
a boy.
It was a nice back and forth, if you will.
I love that.
Find the card game picture, because this is the other thing I missed. Is the gambling. The gambling on the flights after the game, before the game, at the hotel, in the training facility. So here you go. This is my chips. You got Matt Barkley, Raymond Harris. Raymond Harris played at Ohio State with Joey Galloway. You got O.J. McDuffie, who wide receiver out of Penn State in the late 80s. He's sitting right here. Matt Barkley, it's always the quarterbacks that want to get the gambling going. You know why? Because quarterbacks got all the money.
That's right.
So we get the game going. I don't know if you've ever heard of a game called Boo-Ray. Now, Boo-Ray is like, it would be the quintessential 5-card stud mixed with spades. Okay? So I'm going to just go around as we talk. Deal out 5. The dealer has a choice of which card he wants to flip. I mean, I'm just taking you through the locker room. I'm taking you through how we got to this moment.
You've been so excited about this all day. I'm loving it.
We low-key. What time do you think this is, by the way?
3 a.m.?
Well, if it was Eastern Standard, it would be.
Okay,
this
so
was
midnight, huh?
Yeah, it's like midnight. You see, you got the wine going. You see, I don't have anything.
I kind of nailed it.
On my tailgate, you do. Dealer gets a chance.
Were you drinking wine, Bray?
You know what I did?
What wine is that?
Red.
I'm a connoisseur, so.
Cab. We had like a Spanish cab.
Of course you are, Juice Wayne.
1999. Boom. Go around. I'm gonna flip the. Give me a card to flip over.
Just like this.
Which number card? My second, my third, my fourth, my fifth.
Fourth.
All right, cool. So go around. This is the 3. Go around. Boom. So 10 of clubs will be trump. So if we're playing spades, 10 of club is now trump.
Okay.
Finish it out, finish it out, finish it out, finish it out. Look at my hand. 2 trumps, and I'm staying in the game. I look at my hand, 10 of clubs, queen of hearts, 4 of diamonds.
So you can bail out, though?
You can. That's what I'm going to get to. So
Interesting.
he doesn't necessarily have a great hand. He doesn't have any trump. And he's got a queen of clubs. So probably we'll stay, he'll leave. You get 1, 2, 3. When the dealer says 1, 2, 3 drop, you got to drop your cards. If your cards are still in your hand, you are in this game. The pot is, we start off at $20 a hand, and now you're in. So let's say 1, 2, 3 drop. He dropped, he's out, and us 3 are in. It's just like this. So now you say, how many cards do you want? He's probably keeping his ace in his club. He gets 3 cards. You go around. Once the books are set, I'm going to take 4. Once the books are set, that's what the game is, and you play
So you get to take from, okay.
100%. And now you play it.
And then you play all 5.
And you play all 5.
Can
and
you
play
ditch?
it
You
out.
can ditch up to 4, or can you ditch all 5?
You can ditch all 5 if you
So
want
you
to.
can stay in and just ditch all 5 and hope.
I'm not going to play the game out, but the name of the
I
game
got you.
is Boo Ray. You play it out like, now this becomes spades. If you don't have the heart, he can cut with his clubs. If you get booed, which means you don't get a book, if you don't get a book, ladies and gentlemen, you have to match the pot. This
Okay.
is where the $20
Ooh,
game
that's scary.
goes to a $100 game, and I've seen this pot get upwards of $120,000, and I've seen somebody get booed for $75,000. Ask Sean Rogers, former Detroit Lions defensive tackle, Big Baby, saw him get booed and saw him not want to pay it either.
You know what I learned at 10 years old at OU,
Yeah.
my first year at Isaiah Thomas camp? Or no, was it there? Yeah, first year
Was
at
he
OU.
wearing Avias?
Well, he was, but no. Before I learned spades, before I learned the White Boy Michigan Special, what do we call that
Euchre.
here? Euchre, that's right.
100%.
I learned tongue. How about that?
Tunk is the game. Shout out. Hey, anytime I'm 25 or lower off the rip, I'm dropping the tunk. It just is the game. But it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun out there. A lot of guys committed to coming on the show during football season. That's the other side of it, the Big Ten, the Pac-12. You mix it. A lot of these guys, Michigan and Michigan State, played this year. There'll be a lot of guys on this show this coming football season talking a little bit of that. You know what? Cannot wait. But that's enough about my trip. What's been going on here in Detroit, man? There's a lot of moves being made by the Detroit Pistons. World Cup is taking over.
It's been a wild
game
week,
tonight.
man. There's been plenty to talk about.
Tigers are exactly where they were when I left.
I mean,
but,
honestly,
won
Brent,
last
we've
night.
been here for a lot of years at Woodward Sports. This time of year is so dead for us typically because the Pistons didn't matter in the past. The Red Wings were trying to build.
And the Tigers stunk.
Yeah, so right now, like, even the bad news is newsworthy right now. But I got to be honest with you, man. We got 260 people watching live. They are hype you are home.
I appreciate that,
So
man. Shout out to
please,
you guys, man.
guys know the deal. It's 3 S's. Super chat it. Smash the like and share the stream, guys. Please, please, please.
Yeah, we will share the same. Look, man, a lot happened. I didn't even mention what happened with the Detroit Lions and no longer having their first
We
round
need your
draft
take
pick
on
of
that.
2024. You know what? I'll give you my take when we come back. I figure we'll do that real quick. And let's jump into basketball or however you want it. Chat,
What do you want?
I'm excited to be back. We'll ask Chat, what do you guys want? Do you want my take on what's going on with Terry Arnold or what happened with Terry Arnold? Or do you guys just want to jump right into it, which is NBA and all the chaos that is going on? A lot of moves being made. How do those moves benefit certain
Trader
teams?
Trajan.
Raptors may be familiar with the player that they just picked up. Portland might be grasping at straws, if you will. And the Detroit Pistons, they made a move I think we want to talk about. So let's get a message in from All Day IPA, Founders All Day IPA. And when we get back, we'll have some fun. It's not that hot because I miss you guys.
Hey, listen, it is that hot, and you need to just head down the way to your local store and pick up some all-day IPA. It's not bitter. It's very refreshing, citrusy, a balanced taste. 4.7% alcohol, so it'll take you through the day. But honestly, you need something to cool you down. So why not get the king of IPAs? They've been leading the category for 15 years. And once again, that is All Day IPA from our friends over at Founders Brewing. When you get some, though, make sure you drink it responsibly.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
I know you want to change your temperature today, but I know that you want to change your life and your future for not just yourself, but your family as well. And Mortgage Pros, they want to help you do that. I always talk about their block party we went out to a month ago. That employee culture there, the vibes, that's a place you want to work. But they're going to help you blast through that ceiling that you haven't been able to get through. So give them a call today, 248-416-1361, or you can head over to their website at mtgopros.com. Change your life today. Make the call today. Give them a call. Mortgage Pros.
Mortgage Pros, and we are back. Let's jump into the NBA, and because we can say the Terry Arnold situation for the second hour of the show. It's not really a lot there. It's just more so, what do I feel as it relates to, did the Lions make the best move by removing Terry Arnold now, or should they have waited? I think that's more the angle. It's not necessarily what's going on with Terry Arnold. Have to let that legal process play out. We'll talk about that in the second hour of the show.
Really, and it is what it is moment at this point, but I do think everybody wants to hear your opinion on it. But at the same point, I'm pretty sure all of us are just pretty damn tired of the Terry Arnold saga. It's time to move on, man.
Yeah, it definitely is time to move on in that matter, as I'm looking for. What the heck is this video? I thought I had it.
Some big news, though, in the NBA right now, especially here in Detroit. We saw Trajan make a bunch of moves in 4 days straight. We woke up to some more news today, Brad.
I woke up to some more news today. The Detroit Pistons are now, have signed John Collins. That is the move for the Pistons. John Collins, ninth year.
You weren't here yesterday, but somebody on the show.
That's what I heard, man. Show me what you talk about, man.
Justin, talk to us, baby, because you nailed this one yesterday.
Yes, I do not have the clip. It was a really busy morning for me. I also apologize for being tarps off. I mean, when it's over 100 degrees in the studio.
But we need to improve our female demographic. It's okay. Braylon should be shirtless too. Let's go.
All right, easy there, Anson. Let's keep it in your pants.
There's a pause somewhere out here.
Look, me and Anson weren't keeping it in our pants yesterday when we were talking about John Collins, because John Collins is the type of signing that truly brings this team to a different dynamic, and that's why I thought that the fit was there. He can shoot. He can rim run. He is instead of kicking he's a better three-point shooter than Tobias Harris. He's not as good at creating his own shot in that mid-range area, but that's what you have Cade Cunningham for. Cade Cunningham owns that spot, and you're going to grab someone else who can create his own shot. I think this gives you a lot more flexibility offensively and defensively, and I think he's a better defender than Tobias. He's more athletic than Tobias, and he can shoot better than Tobias. This is a slam dunk move. I absolutely love this move. I was calling for it yesterday. I honestly didn't know how, living in reality, the move ended up being, because I was maybe they're gonna bring back Tobias. But I am so happy that this is the year they got rid of Tobias. We have seen, and more on that later, but we have seen what NBA teams have used Tobias Harris for, and this is what I said yesterday. You use Tobias Harris to climb Mount Everest, but not hit the mountaintop. You use him until the last break, and as fucked up as it sounds, you kick him off the edge like it's Sparta,
Cliff
300,
Robinson style,
and you ascend to the top with John Collins instead of Tobias Harris.
Absolutely.
Yeah, realistically, you're talking about Mount Everest, 29,987 feet. When you have –
Did you just know that?
I do.
That's impressive.
I'm
like looking for your phone. It's not out. Your computer's not on. You pulled that from your brain.
Yeah, 29,000 feet, man. When you're talking about that, when you get to that last night, when you get to that night before the morning, because you got to climb Mount Everest. When you get to the top, you got to leave at like 4 in the morning. If you don't leave 4 or 5 in the morning, the climb is off. You won't be able to climb due to conditions. Like Tobias got us to 18,000 feet. Like, realistically, Tobias got us to that 21,000 feet marker. That's what it was. Now it's time to take that next step. You bring in John Collins. You look at somebody that's younger. He's still floating under 30. You look at the athleticism. The athleticism matches what the Pistons are now trying to be about, bringing in some of the more athletic individuals. You look at the point total. I mean, he's floating around anywhere from 22 to 19 points a game in the last couple of years, and he can shoot better than Tobias. Realistically, this is an upgrade from Tobias. Then it's $17 million a year. And also, you can move on from the contract next year, much like the Duncan Robinson situation. So I'm told, Anson Wells.
It's literally an upgrade in every aspect, from financials to three-point shooting, athleticism, as Justin mentioned. The one thing that is not better is the leadership.
There you go.
And you are losing a guy who was a major catalyst in the rejuvenation and complete 180 that this franchise experienced over the last 2 years. So it's a major loss. I do think that they wanted him. I don't think that he wanted a one-year deal. That might have been all that they were offering. John Collins struggled at the beginning of the season last year. Then he figured it out as the season went on. This is a guy that shoots excellent from outside. This is another lob threat. Duren's not going anywhere. We're going to get more into the Duren story later in the show, but the fact is now you add another legitimate lob threat that may or may not be your starting four when you start the season. I don't think that Trajan's done. More on that later. But no, this is a fantastic move. You open up space. You don't really have to do anything. This is going to be a sign and trade deal, which could be part of something bigger. Again, more on that later. But what you see here is a very Duncan-esque contract. It's a 3-year team option after each year. So not only is it very flexible, again, that same word we've been talking about, Trajan prioritizing flexibility this offseason, but it's also a chip that you can trade at midseason, but also a guy that if he ends up as your 4 on your second unit, you are a championship level team. As a starter, I'm not quite sure. I love the move, though.
She's my 21 points a game, more so around 15 to 16 in that regard. So I apologize for that. I will say this, though. As it relates to Tobias, the leader, you're absolutely right. Tobias provided that leadership, and we were able to see it kind of take form all throughout the season. We were definitely able to see it in the playoffs. There were times in which he was able to calm that team down, especially the leader, which is K, in the Cleveland Cavaliers series early on, in the Orlando Magic series, and being able to finish that series out. But just like we talked about with the Detroit Lions, there is no David Montgomery, there is no Taylor Decker, there is no Frank Ragnow, there is no Alex Anzalone. These were the pillars and these were the leaders of the team. That information was passed down to Panay Sewell, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, and those guys very similarly. I believe Cade Cunningham came into this team as a leader, as a mature rookie, and now the information and the in-game experience that he learned from Tobias last season in the playoffs the last 2 years, I think even though that leadership is gone from Tobias, well, you now have that leadership in Cade Cunningham. Cade is the guy. He is the leader, and he'll understand those moments and be able to fill in where Tobias is no longer here.
Yeah, and John Collins at 28's been around. He's been a lot of different teams. Yeah. He's not going to just show up and not be a voice in the locker room.
Atlanta doesn't count.
Yeah, but, yeah, no, listen, this is a really great move for the Pistons, and I do believe that it means that Tobias is done here. I'm not sure the guy played himself into a contract.
Yeah.
Flat out.
100%.
He was very good. You saw him absolutely win games in the playoffs for us. He kind of ran out of that energy and that spirit towards the end of the second round. But this is a guy that deserves to get paid and honestly deserves to go and be that guy somewhere else where that same role that he filled here. And in fact, I really don't want to show it. We were kind of talking about this, saving it later, but since we're talking about it, what does this mean for Tobias? Let's show him in a uniform that no one in Detroit wants to see. No, it's not a peasant's uniform. It's maybe even worse.
At some point, you got to say champs. I know it sucks. But see, this is exactly where I'm glad you went here, because this is what I was going to say before you even started to go here, is what Tobias Harris did for himself in terms of how he played, how he was able to fight through. He put himself in a good situation to where he is a piece people want. People want him on the team. Now he doesn't have to go to a team that's the Detroit Pistons, where they were asking him to do way more than he was capable and consistent. When you're 35, the back gets a little heavy. Knees gets a little heavy. Your wrist gets a little heavy from all that shooting. You tend to phase out as the season goes on. Spurs won't ask him to do that much. He won't have to play as many minutes, and he won't have to shoulder the load. This is perfect for the player that Tobias Harris showed us he is now.
If the Spurs had this guy
last year
instead of Harrison Barnes, Wemby would be wearing a ring.
Yeah.
So this fit for me, it's fantastic.
I'm glad you asked me about this team. The team that they beat in the Western Conference Final was OKC Thunder, where we now have acquired a player for them in Isaiah Joe.
Gotta love that move.
I know you love that move, Justin. Tell me why the Isaiah Joe move last week by the Detroit Pistons was a good one, bringing in shooting and bringing in a player that kind of comes from a special cloth, if you will, at OKC.
I thought it was a slam dunk move by us. OKC obviously didn't have the roster availability to be able to keep him in their rotation. He's shot over a 39% clip every single season for his last 5+ years in the league. I really like this pickup. I mean, you can never have enough shooting, especially around a guy as ball dominant as Cade Cunningham. And if you're going to have people on this roster like Jalen Duren and like Asar Thompson who cannot shoot threes, you need guys who can shoot threes at the highest clip possible. And so they're truly meshing this roster together in the perfect way where there's not going to be a lot of points where you have more than two people who can't shoot on the floor, and in a lot of cases more than one person who can't shoot on the floor. And I think that's such an advantage for this Pistons team versus in the past, because we have constantly seen them struggle shooting the basketball, especially when you're asking, Dennis Jenkins to be a spot-up shooter from the outside for you because Kevin Huerter gets hurt. That's not the reality I'd like to live in.
Same. Just like at the
Somebody's got a Planet Fitness read coming up.
Just like you're funny. I was gonna say you stole my thunder.
Our female demographic just spiked.
But shout out, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to show them Planet Fitness.
Jeez, man. Put them away,
for all the ladies here. Oh, yeah.
We got to show Planet Fitness.
Make them jump. Make the titties jump. There they are.
It's a little something. Planet Fitness. Got to talk to you, man. Talk about that membership, man. Sign up to Planet Fitness today. It is the gym for you. There is no judgment at Planet Fitness. People want you to come out. They want you to have a good time. They want you to work out, but they want you to work out at your own pace. That's why it's home of the judgment-free zone. Come to Planet Fitness where there are trainers. Come to Planet Fitness where there are clean, in fact, super clean locker rooms and equipment. And then new equipment coming almost every month so that you can get peak optimum performance. This is the gym for you, man. 2,700 gyms around this country. They do it well. They do it better than everybody else. We're all strong on this planet, and that planet is Planet Fitness. Yeah, you see the guns. Oh, yeah!
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Finally, life-enhancing LASIK surgery at a price you can afford. Michigan's most experienced eye surgeon, Dr. Yaldo, is offering the most advanced LASIK at just $1,699 per eye, regardless of your prescription. Imagine not just being free from contacts and glasses, but actually seeing better without them. This limited 2026 spring offer is thousands less than others charge. Go to YaldoEyeCenter.com for your free evaluation and save.
It's game on at Art & Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art & Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports. The next generation of Detroit sports media is here. Crunch Time is back on Woodward Sports. Join Jeff Iafredi and Booner Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. taking Detroit sports coverage to the next level with massive interviews, viral moments, and the best live reactions. Get ready, Detroit. The young guns are taking over. Crunch time on Woodward Sports.
And we're back to Estates Title Agency. Look, man, whether you're trying to refinance or buy a home, you got to do it with Estates Title Agency. They are the best. If you don't believe me? Oh, I know Nabi Saad and his crew, man. Over 20 years of experience. Experience is key. Experience is king. It's a key to making things simple, convenient. That's what they do, man. Late night closings, check. Weekend closings, check. By appointment only. But this is what they want to do for you. They want to make sure everything about this process is legit. The expertise that Nabi and his family has in this business for over years upon years upon years, it just make it that much better to sign with those guys because they can get you the results and get you the end that you want. That is a home, and that's the refinance to the price that you want. For all your title needs, call Mr. Deeds. And we back. In the words of my boy Kool-Aid. Shout out to Kool-Aid, who will be with us this coming Friday out in Florida right now, doing some work with the OVO League. That is Tracy McGrady and Vince Carter, man. So shout out to him down there working hard for the network as he always is. Kool-Aid and basketball, man, they just go hand in hand.
They do.
I was talking about the drink, too. That's what we used to drink in the summer times when it was this hot playing basketball in the neighborhood. It wasn't Gatorade. We used to drink Kool-Aid or Sunny D, if
Sprite?
you will. Nah.
They tried.
That was Grant Hill.
They tried to make you drink it.
Grant Hill drink Sprite?
Yeah. During basketball, not the best. Shout out to...
who's in the chat? What's going on, man?
We got some good stuff
What's
in the chat.
been going on? I missed the chat, man. I missed some of the names that I know, man. Where's Michael Wary at, man? She only loves me on payday. Who arted, if you will, man? Where are these names at? Rando, Freddie Felt, my guy. What's the word, man?
We got one. We got a couple. Greg Thomas, $5 as a Detroit fan for 60 years. I need one more championship from one of our teams before, well, you know, good thing you've got 40 more years, my friend. You're going to see more than one.
Amen.
Chris got the munchies because he went to Loom.
Hey,
what up, Bray? You've been a star. Why do you think it's so hard to bring stars here to Detroit? Detroit's a great sports city. It's a lot to do downtown and up north. Detroit has some of the most beautiful women, too. Amen.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think it's a mixture of front offices over the past 20 years mixed in with the reputation of cities. Yeah, I think you mix those two things in together, you know, and that's what you got, the reputation. You remember when Jared Goff first got here. You remember what he said. You remember what he did. Jared Goff was walking around Birmingham. This is Birmingham, Michigan we're talking about. He was walking around Birmingham, Michigan with 2 securities, 2 bodyguards. That's the representative space. That's the reputation that Detroit has had. You mix that with the front offices. We've been begging our front offices for the past 4, 5, 6 years to make moves that could bump or push our franchises in the right direction. So I think you mix that in over the last 25 years, and the majority of that in there will be your answer.
DAWA, Detroit Athletic Welcoming Association. Put it together.
Yeah,
I'm serious, man. Like
100%.
If all you guys came together in Detroit and like had like members from the different schools, the different teams, and you guys all, because I don't think anybody understands. And when you look at a guy like you, you lived in New York, you lived on the West Coast, but you make this place home. I know you grew up here, but you also left here at a young age, and this is where you are. I think more people need to know that.
I would agree with that. But the front offices have to be better. Like when you talk to past athletes, like I just was with one. I'm not putting his business out here. I'm not saying he said this. Wink, wink, hint, hint. Don't clip. But when you talk about the experiences, nobody's had good experiences. When they retired, how they were pushed out the door, how they've tried to come back, and how they tried to represent the foundation. I mean, the franchise. It's been tough for the Lions. It's like pulling teeth to get them to do anything nice for former players. True. And you're talking about one of the greatest wide receivers of all time. You're talking about the greatest running back of all time. Shout out to my boy Spin. He got the Tommy Bahama on, button opened up because of the weather. But you're talking about Barry. You're talking about Calvin. That was a struggle. So just imagine your lower tier guys that play for a year, play for 2 years, play for 3 years. The NBA Pistons, same thing. How long did it take them after the Joe D situation to be able to get Ben back, to be able to get Rip back, to be able to get Chauncey and those from the going to work Pistons. That's tough. What are we talking about right now with Stevie Y and that franchise and what they're doing? And then the Tigers, they're another whole can of worms as it relates to how they treat people. I mean, Lou Whitaker still isn't in the Baseball Hall of Fame, still haven't lobbied for him. So the front offices, they have to be better in terms of engagement. My dad played for the Lions. My dad played for the Houston Oilers, who are now the Tennessee Titans. My dad goes to the Lions alumni weekend. My dad goes to the Titans Oilers alumni weekend. My dad never has anything to say about the Lions alumni weekend. He never has anything and nothing good to say about it. Meanwhile, when he's coming back from Tennessee and the Oilers, oh, man, I got to tell you about this. Oh, let me tell you what they did for us. Let me tell you what this move was. Oh, let me tell you who was this. Let me tell you how I connected to CJ2K. Let me tell you about me and Lindell White. I said, Dad, I played against Lindell. Shoot, he's my boy more than he's your boy. Nah, Lindell's my guy. That's the engagement, and that's the type of response you want from players. Like, he told me a story talking about who I just said I was with, about when the Lions were in the playoffs, when the Lions got to their first game, which was the Rams game. He tried to get tickets to the Rams game from the front office. They said they give him one. Like, he's trying to bring his family, in which they pushed him out. If you remember, 14 years, been there since the Silverdome, pushed him out a certain way, couldn't even make it right by giving him multiple tickets for him, his daughter, his son, his wife. He said, fine. Just give me some sideline passes. Just give me some sideline passes before the game starts. This is the new franchise, right? This is the new regime. This is 2 years ago. They said, no, we got one for you. Those are the type of experiences that the front office and the team has to be better at. I never mess with Cleveland. I haven't gone out to Seattle, although the others send a postcard. San Fran has sent a postcard. Jets are always reaching out. Jets are always in engagement. Hey, Braylon, we play this year. We want to put you on the sideline. I got 4 passes to the sideline game with the Lions and the Jets. I played for the Jets for 2.5 years, and they treat me like royalty. So it's how you treat the former players that can – because that word gets out. That word gets out.
Tom Gores, I'm not a former player, and I will just take one seat, put me near the visitors' bench. I'm worth 2 points every night.
Agreed. The Detroit Heckler is real.
Do you know who this is? Do you know what team this is?
I do know who this is. This would be the Minneapolis.
No,
Lakers.
Incorrect. This is the 2027 L.A. Lakers starting lineup.
This is what they look like? The Whites have it?
Bro.
The Whites.
Watson Compton are not showing up to Inglewood, bro.
I didn't make this graphic, by the way. This was Anson. So
I didn't make this graphic. This is a real photo, but this is what they're going to be looking like. Tell them what happened.
No LeBron. LeBron James is no longer with the team. They moved on, and they did have a signing, which is actually very interesting. Talk about the signing as it relates to Jalen Duren and the Detroit Pistons, because that's the next move right now.
He's white. They signed a white guy.
Is it to go with Austin Reeves?
Walker Kessler, 24-year-old player.
Yeah.
14-10, if my memory serves me right, can step out, can facilitate and pass through the offense. Very, very clever young guy that would have been an asset here if we were forced into a deal where we had to do a sign and trade for this. But this is fantastic because he goes to the Lakers, as you mentioned, Bray. And what does that mean? It means there's no more money left for Jalen Duren. There's no more money left anywhere.
Yeah.
Bulls spent theirs. I mean, he doesn't want to go to Memphis. We know that. Realistically, it's down to the Nets. And I don't think the Nets are trying to make that kind of a move right now. In fact, there might be other moves that they'd be making. I don't want to get into that quite yet, but this is really wild because now you look at the starting roster of the L.A. Lakers, and you'd think that they would be the Boston Celtics this year because literally they're all white. This is crazy to me, Bray. You know, I don't get into the race card.
No, you don't.
This is wild.
I will 1,000% back you on that at every turn. You do not play the race game in no way, shape, fashion, or form. You are a good dude, good brother, and this is true. And what are the Lakers going to do? Now, Luka Doncic technically isn't white. He's a European white.
He white as hell, bro. Listen, Austin Reeves, Luka the
He's
Matador, Kessler, and then who are the other 2 white guys that are starting? Luke Kennard and who? Exactly. Exactly. But no, this is huge because we look at Trajan
situation. Exactly.
All of these people upset about Trajan Langdon and what he's doing. My man was posturing and playing the hand that he had, and he played it brilliantly. Old regimes would have given this man $440. don't sleep on it, because that would have happened. Not only does he play this thing out, not get forced into a trade, he gives Duren the opportunity and his crew to go and find the deal. They can't find it. And the answer that everyone got, most importantly Jalen Duren, is he was told how much he's worth. And all that did was help the Pistons, because now they're going to bring him back. They're going to bring him back for less than $40 a year.
JS, when you look at the offseason moves made, just a week ago, trying to figure out what is Trajan Langdon going to do? How can we put ourselves in position to challenge the Knicks, challenge the Celtics, challenge the Cavs, who are sitting at the top? And we're there as well, but challenge those individuals. They trade Beef Stew. They bring in Isaiah Joe. They sign John Collins. They're going to be able to get Jalen Duren for a lesser price. They're going to sign Sar Thompson in a second. We already saw what the deal is. Where are you at with Trajan Langdon in the front office and the Detroit Pistons as it relates to basketball free agency and the draft?
I love what they're doing. I think that they're doing exactly what they need to do to build their team to, because this is a copycat league. You build your team to beat the teams that just won the championship.
Facts.
And you have to build your team against the two teams that would have beat you, and that is the Cavaliers and the Knicks. So when you look at those teams, they have dominant front courts that can stretch the floor, that are athletic, that you're going to need to guard, and you're going to need someone to guard their elite guards. And so when you look at how the Pistons are revamping their roster, you add a John Collins who's more athletic and a better defender than Tobias Harris, who's a better three-point shooter. Everything that you lacked in the series against the Cavaliers. He's a better matchup against, when he faces off against Evan Mobley. Tobias Harris was getting killed by Evan Mobley. And now you have someone who can match up very well with him. And, I like bringing back Kevin Huerter. Kevin Huerter was on a really cheap deal. He's still a really good three-point shooter. He's a better defender than Duncan Robinson as well, so I don't mind them committing to him beforehand, even after already signing Isaiah Joe. I think that there's just a lot of great things that this Pistons front office is doing, especially playing the waiting game on Jalen Duren, which we'll get into more in a little bit.
Yeah, I appreciate that you're bringing up Duncan Robinson. I wanted to go somewhere, but you brought that up. I think that's where we go next. Duncan Robinson not being waived by the Detroit Pistons. Anson, what does this mean for the Pistons, and what does this mean for Duncan Robinson, who I think the Pistons believe came alive for them towards the end of the season in the playoff, averaging right around 3.2 three-pointers made?
This is a guy I'd love to keep on the team. I don't want him to be a starter. I don't believe Duncan Robinson is a starter at this point.
Thank you very much.
You want to be a championship team, Duncan Robinson can't be a starter for you, but he can be a key piece off of the bench. You see the re-signing of Kevin Huerter for 3 years. Interesting. Again, one of those deals that they can get out of. But there's no reason to waive Duncan yet. He may still get waived. He still may get moved. Or he still may play in a Pistons uniform. I think when we come back, I want to tell you, Bray, why it would be great for us to hold on to him.
Oh, you want to tell us why it'd be great to hold on to it? Fine. When we get back, you tell us why it'd be great to hold on to him. And I want to ask you guys a question. Do the Pistons need to beef up a little bit? No more beef stew. You got Jalen Duren is the only big guy, and you got Paul. B-Ball Paul.
Don't forget about Tolu.
Exactly. That's why I want to ask that question. But let me tell you a little bit about Black Rock Bar and Grill still.
Nope, not Black Rock.
I'm ahead.
Nope. How about Loom?
I'll tell them about Loom, because I re-upped yesterday. I'm so happy. And I told you guys all about their prize package that they got going. So if you want to stop in there between now and Sunday, which is July 5th, get over there. Get yourself rocking, get yourself supplied for the holiday weekend. But when you do it, if you buy 2 or more Splash, Fresh Coast, or Ritual products, you're going to get opted into their loyalty program, which automatically enters you to win a 3-night getaway for 6 at the Dune Birdhouse in Leelanau Wine Country. It's an absolutely beautiful destination. Or you can also win $250 gift certificates. So get to one of those 40 locations throughout the state. And when you do, make sure you mention WSN30. We're going to save you 30% off your order, which you can also do at their website, loom.com.
The Super Bowl parade in Detroit will be one for the record books. Detroit just does it different. Woodward Sports, your official Super Bowl or bust Lions network.
This is a hungry bear. This is Carl and Jeff. Carl isn't worried because he has focused energy to spare thanks to Thrive energy pouches. Jeff didn't use Thrive when Carl offered. The bear is happy about that.
Don't just survive, thrive.
Talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Justin to tell you about Grind Time Wrestling Academy. And look, Tuesday, July 2nd, you're going to have to go downtown to the Brewster Wheeler Recreation Center between 5:30 and 9 because there is an open house to tour the brand new Grind Time wrestling facilities at 5:30 to 7:30, and then a graduation wrestling show put on by the graduating students of the academy from 7:30 to 9. You're not going to want to miss it. There will also be a ton of Woodward sports personalities out there as well, and obviously Darren McCarty. So make sure you tap in today with Grind Time Wrestling Academy. Not just a wrestling academy, also a pristine gym and workout center.
And we are back. Before we get back into the show, I want to address a comment in the chat that I saw. This comment was from Ken Mark K9. Stan Edwards played 3 games for the Detroit Lions. Really lying? Yes, bitch. He really was a Lion. Played for the Detroit Lions for 3 games. Played for the Houston Oilers for 5 years. He was all Big Ten at the University of Michigan. He was drafted in the 3rd round. What the fuck have you done with your life? And we're back. Anson.
Super chat.
I mean.
Hey, it's my pops. I don't play no games with my pops. And when you play for an organization, regardless if it's a minute, if it's a second, if it's a game, if it's a day, when you play for an organization, when you get a chance to suit up, you play for that organization. The Detroit Lions seem to invite him to all the alumni weekends, so they value him. So I think that's their answer right there. Ken Mark-ass Buster.
Bringing the fire on a hot-ass Wednesday.
He don't play about his son. His son don't play about his father.
That's right. And the chat's not playing today. 430 of you, 32 of you watching right now. Share it. Let's get us up to 500. You guys are really welcoming back Bray, and I appreciate that. The super
and he's
chats,
welcoming you back.
That's right. That's
I appreciate
right.
you guys, man. Even Ken Mark. I appreciate you.
There you go.
But I'm just not going to let the
chick.
comments chill if you feel me.
That's right. You got to address those. Sneaker chick, not feeling the love, Bray. But welcome back anyway. Just kidding. He shouted you out.
Middle-aged sneaker chick, I apologize. We're going to have something special for you before the end of the week. Just for you. I promise.
J-Rod Sayers. Bray, great to have you back. $5 super chat here. My softball team won both our games on Friday. So we good. Off this week for the holiday. You free on 710?
Hey, 100%. I told you guys, there is no sport that I like to engage in besides golf in this age now than softball. So yes, we will figure out a day. We will figure out a part. I'm going to put on, man.
And I'm going to come too.
There we go.
Myself. I'm playing too.
Shirtless too.
There you go.
I don't know about that. I'm wearing the full gear. I'm wearing the baseball uniform and getting active.
Hey guys, we're 4 likes short. There's over 400 of you. Just take a moment and smash that like for us, guys.
Smash that like button. And before we went to the chat, we were talking about the Detroit Pistons and the moves that they have been making. One of the moves that I want to ask you about is the physicality side of things. When you look at what the New York Knicks had to do to beat Victor Wembanyama, who is the guy everybody's loading up for. This is the guy that you're trying to beat. Between that, OKC, this is the moves you're trying to make. Jalen Duren is our big guy. B-Ball Paul is our guy coming off the bench. Do we need to make more rules as it relates to the physical side of things? Big power forwards, big guys that can go in there, rebound, be bodies, mix it up, if you will, get dirty a little bit. Do the Pistons need to add that aspect to what they have now? Because This is what teams are doing. You're seeing the Boston Celtics. They went out. Who did they get? They just went out and got Mitchell Robinson. They understand what they're going to have to do in that East, which really is setting up for whatever the San Antonio Spurs are going to throw at people this year.
Well, I mean, the defending champs just had their hands full and couldn't beat them. And they got 2 7-footers in Isaiah Hartenstein.
And they re-signed Isaiah Hartenstein,
and
too.
they got Chet Holmgren. And what did they do in the draft?
They went out and they got a
7'3" guy. They got 2 7'3" guys and a 7-foot guy because they got to see Wemby all the time. Now, hopefully we only have to see him in June. Obviously, we'll get 2 games during the regular season. But when we see him in June, we are not ready to match up with him. You lose literally, I mean, outside of Wemby. I know the analytics prefer Stewart, but Wemby, his rim protection extends all the way up to the 3-point line, basically. But losing Beef Stews at the rim protection is an absolute loss. Now, I think that you need more minutes out of B-Ball, Paul. You saw how valuable he can be. Definitely a guy that's very good interior defensively, but he's only 6'11", maybe even only 6'10". Duren's not 7 foot. You don't have that big guy.
Yeah.
Tolo Smith, as much physicality as he brings, I don't think anybody thinks that this team is ready to be handing him 15 minutes a game, much less 6. All right? So, yeah, they need a big body there. And I do believe that Trajan is not done, right?
By not being done, what other potential moves are out there for them to make in that regard, in your thoughts?
Well, there's some free agents out there. When you see that, we'll talk about it a little bit later, Powell's gone, Norman Powell's not around, some name that was linked here, but that's not going to help you because you already got kind of this log jam in your backcourt. It's your front court needs. And as much as you want to talk about physicality, Bray, we got nobody that can score in our front court, save maybe John Collins, which we still don't know his role on his new team. So I got a call. Yesterday from a guy that was around the Pistons a long time in the legal field. And I'm not going to divulge much more than that, but there's a deal that I'm being told is in the 50-50 stage right now. I want to give you guys some names here and see if you know what they all have in common. Karis LeVert, Marcus Sasser, Dennis Schroeder, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Kevin Huerter.
They all played for the Pistons?
Well, let me add one more. Michael Porter Jr. Does that help?
It does.
Justin, you got a guess?
I actually know.
And what is that?
That they are all represented by the same
Mark
sports
Bartelstein. That is right, guys. And if you look at what happened, Dennis Schroeder was being played out. Got a chance to come to Detroit. Went and got paid this offseason. Tim Hardaway Jr. on the way out. Came to Detroit.
And got paid.
Got his way paid. A lot of people like Marcus Sasser around the NBA. We've heard some people on Twitter just saying that he's the second best guard behind Cade on this team. He's out of favor with JB and the rest of the staff. He's going to move. And guess what? He's about to get off of his rookie contract, right?
Yeah.
So now you look at a Kevin Huerter signing, which makes everybody's head scratch. Why did you just do this? You're going to waive Duncan, but you're going to keep a guy that didn't even play as much? Same kind of deal where you can move him easily. You don't have to, you got that team option. Well, you could put Sasser, Ron Holland, and Karis LeVert together with some draft picks and go get Mark's number 1 client, Michael Porter Jr. And now you get that big man. You get your starting 4. You get your scoring, and it does actually work in the confines of what we're trying to do. I'm told that this is a 50-50 situation that they are trying to work through and make happen.
Yeah, obviously we know if MPJ came here, it would be a really good situation for the Pistons. Break it down for the chat, though. Let people know why MPJ would be such a good move to Detroit. What does that move do for the Pistons as they're currently constructed, JS? MPJ is the move everybody wanted last year, but now in terms of the redirection of the Pistons, this move could even hit a little harder.
Yeah, I would love this move by MPJ. I question whether he'd be playing the 4 or be playing the 3. Honestly, I would question if Asar Thompson is not the one that is sent to the bench because of the fact of how versatile you would be offensively, and you're already such a lockdown defensive team. I know that MPJ probably struggles to guard the threes, and that'd be my question mark, but John Collins is athletic enough to guard the threes, and MPJ could guard the
They're
fours.
interchangeable on both sides.
And that's where that really starts to get attractive to me. And then you're just deploying a Sir Thompson instead of having to rely on him in the starting lineup, and that's the person I'd want to be moved to the bench. Gives you a completely different style of basketball that you can play, where you can truly space the floor around Cade Cunningham and Jalen Duren as they are trying to duck to the basket on pick and rolls,
yes, sir.
where everyone who you're passing to can shoot the rock at above a 40% clip. Holy shit, I would have a rock hard.
Nobody be mad at Trajan. Because as much as I think he's cooking, I still see people all over social media, what are we doing? The team I love is melting away in front of me. We are getting younger, more flexible in terms of all the contracts and who you have, moving parts. But they're so much more athletic, and they're instantly a better shooting team right now.
Yeah, I think basketball is a different sport than the other ones. You know, with all the moves being made, it seems like your team is depleting right in front of your face. Football, you keep more players. You have more players on it. Baseball, same. Hockey, same. But with basketball, it's like, oh, man, we lost this player, that player, that player. We were 60 wins in last year. Let me tell you like this. I always say this. Everybody isn't meant to go to every floor when you're trying to build something. And what the Detroit Pistons and Trajan Langdon, J.B. Bickerstaff, and their leader, Cade Cunningham, are trying to build, you need different pieces to get to that final floor. If you can package up a deal like that and make it for MPJ, sky will be the limit for this team in the East.
Yeah, it's the flexibility. Yeah. You know, you were trying to figure out where he goes, and I see some people kind of freaking out over moving Asar to the bench. I don't think Justin really meant that. You can move Asar between the 2 and the 3. You can start Collins and MPJ between the 3 and the 4, and then you have Duren, which actually is a pretty sizable lineup while staying absolutely athletic. Now, if you move Collins to that second unit, and maybe you start Isaiah Joe, and you do run Asar at the 3 with MPJ at the 4, I mean, your second unit is fielding John Collins with the rest of those guys. You have become very, very dangerous. I imagine, as I teased before the break, that you kind of have to hold on to Duncan and the flexibility of his contract to be able to maybe make this deal actually real.
Speaking of dangerous, currently the Detroit Tigers are up 1-0 on the New York Yankees. They have runners at second and third, 0 outs. That lone run scored. Your rookie, Kevin McConaughey, another home run for the young guy, having a tremendous season. I wish the other guy was sitting over there just for this comment. I told you that Kevin McConaughey was going to be Rookie of the Year and make it to the All-Star game, and that one team may not make it to the playoffs. But I digress. Let me tell you a little message. We're heating up right now. What do you want to talk when we get back? Keep the Pistons talk?
I'll be honest.
Because I want to talk the East a little bit.
Put it on the wide shot real quick, because I just want to say I think that this looks really good. Now, when we come back, I think the chat's fired up because they're divided on MPJ. There's a lot of people that don't think that he fits into Detroit basketball.
Because they don't believe he plays defense?
Well, and we've seen him maybe quit at times, but let's get into that when we come back, because this is a possibility I'm hearing. I want to know where you're at it. Super Chats, your reaction. Do you want it, or do you not want MPJ a Piston?
Well, there's no Jared. I was going to say there's no Sweet Potato Cam and there's no B-Lab. But, Jared, you got to tell us about Thrive, man. And you don't have the Thrive? Who has
I'll try. You know what? Let me try it.
Nah.
You got it?
I got it. It's easier for me to just change it to my camera, so hold on. All right, here you go. Let me tell you about Thrive, because
this ain't your daddy's dip.
This ain't your daddy's dip. This shit smacks you like fat, and it gets you going. I mean, you wonder why I got so much energy all the time? That's because I be throwing these in my lip every second all the day. 0 sugar, 0 crash, clean, natural energy, cognitive focus, satisfaction guaranteed. Get 15% off with the coupon code WSN at dipstop.com. I'm going to throw one in so that this heat doesn't make me lose my marbles. We'll see you in a second.
Experience summer in Detroit with pro soccer at Keyworth Stadium. Every Detroit City FC match brings a new reason to show up early and stay late. Tickets available now at deadcityfc.com.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Look, where is a water hazard? Like, I'm being dead serious.
Jump in, bro.
Someone give me a water hazard. I need to feel a little bit more chill than I feel right now, because on a hot day like how we're feeling in the studio right now, there's no better drink than a water hazard. The smooth, refreshing vodka-based cocktail is new from Founders, and look, they're at every Art & Jake's in the great state of Michigan, so make sure on this hot day, if you want air conditioning and a nice drink, go to Art & Jake's. Get a water hazard. It's really simple, guys. It's simple math. Figure it out. Art & Jake's, water hazard.
And we are back. It's very funny that whole conversation just took place with me and Kenmark, or whatever his name was, because this is what was sent to...
And I know I will not put a shirt on.
This is what was sent to the family chat this morning by my mother. It's a scripture, if you will. Don't use foul or abusive language. Let everyone you say be good and helpful, so that your words will be encouragement to those who hear them. Ephesians 4:29. I guess I didn't read that so thoroughly this morning, so I apologize, Mom. Every once in a while you get a little riled up, you know what I'm saying? You let the conversation take control. But just like my father went on that radio station that we don't necessarily rock with, and he defended his son a couple years ago, that's the relationship. The son, the father to the son. So I apologize for the harsh, stern words, but what I said is what I said, 1,000%.
So. Truths, man.
Sorry,
100.
Mom. If
Two
you
legends.
Ephesians 4:29. I got to practice that a little bit more, you know?
Yes, sir.
I typically do it.
You're very good at it. If anybody's guilty,
that.
it's probably more on my end. But there's some...
it's probably on this end, but it's okay.
Yes, this is true.
Yeah, you're younger. You get it.
Yesterday was off the rails.
Oh, it was? F-bomb
My
this,
man
F-bomb
came in
that.
straight from Electric Forest, dog.
Ooh.
So, yeah, he
How was it?
Fired up.
Oh, I had the best time.
Talk about it a little bit, man. I guess you talked about it yesterday, so, but.
Yeah, I mean, just the clip notes for you, Bray. I mean, I just had a great time, spent the time with my girlfriend and people who I don't get to see often. They live in Chicago, and it was a really nice time. I enjoyed the quick break, and it's nice to recharge the batteries. Like, now I'm head first ready to go, even though I'm about to go back on vacation. But
Mr. Jiggles with the $5 super chat so I can buy some pasties for Justin.
All right, I'm not even showing nip. I literally have the bottom bar over my nipples. Like, it's like you can't even see them. So everyone just relax.
1,000%. We're going to get to,
You're not lucky enough to see these nipples.
Oh, shout out to T. Foss in the building. Legend. Legend over there. We'll get to World Cup a little bit, man.
That scared me.
Big game tonight.
This cold towel scared me. Put it on the back of my chair. I leaned back, and I was like,
You leaned back, got that cold towel a little bit, man. Got the cold hands.
There we go. Tassels on the nips, says
Bro, you guys got to relax talking about my nips.
Hey, that's a Bronco in there talking about it.
Realistically, you guys, look, it's so hot in the studio. I don't even know why I'm here. If this would have been the old situation, I wouldn't have done the show today.
Oh, that's for sure.
1,000. If this would have been over there, wouldn't have done the show. It'd have been too hot. I told you, until you fix the AC, you know what it is.
Sacrifice for 2.0.
Things, you got to make the sacrifices here. Plus, I just got back in town, so I couldn't take the day off.
We needed you back. We needed you back. But
T. Foss.
Oh, the legend.
Yeah, go ahead.
We had him on Friday. We had a lot of fun. He was here in your
Speaking of F-bombs. Speaking of F-bombs.
Well, in terms of talking about in town here, we talking about maybe a trade that would bring in Michael Porter Jr. And you guys are crazy split in the chat right now. I saw somebody directly to me, I.H. and Stein. Definitely is an awesome scorer. I'd like him to come off the bench, 6-man. He's used to starting, so who knows how he would adjust to that. I feel he'd mess up our starting five. The thing
How
is,
you pay that much money and bring him off the bench?
Well, there's that, of course. But
What?
the other thing is our starting five isn't our starting five anymore. You're not bringing Tobias Harris back, it sounds like. And if they don't waive Duncan Robinson, he's not a starter by design. That they hope that they can move him to a bench piece. So you're looking at 2 spots open in your starting lineup. I think that MPJ, although he's maybe not cut from that gritty Detroit cloth, that Detroit basketball that you all want, he did mail it in the year after he had won it with the Nuggets.
That
and
cliche is so overplayed.
There was nobody there with the Nets last year, so he put up gaudy numbers, and then he didn't play at the end of the season. Cost my fantasy team quite a bit. But this is a guy that I think is just waiting for that right situation. Why would you play the last 15 games of the year with the Nets? I wouldn't.
I wouldn't at all. I wouldn't either, especially in this NBA. That's what this NBA warrants. That's what you can do. You can at your own discretion. When you go back and talk about, well, he's not a physical guy, he's not a defensive guy, I don't know about that. Go back and look what he did when he was with the Denver Nuggets. Look at what that defense was. They knew what he was, and he played in that system and around that system. You had Nikola Jokic at the rim. You had Jeff Green, who provided a defensive spark and also offense. You also had Bowen. You had Bowen. Was it can't think of his name. They let him go after they won a championship, and he struggled.
Bowen.
Yes, thank you. They had Bruce Bowen on that situation. And then you had Aaron Gordon. You had a physical enough team where he could be the piece that he was, a guy that can create his own shot, get to the cup, shoot the 3 in the corner, and get you points when the other guys were down. That's what you really need him to do. You don't need him to come in here and be the reincarnation of Dennis Rodman or Ben Wallace. Like, just because we're a physical defensive team, everybody doesn't have to be there. Because Rip Hamilton, Dan Short, wasn't a physical athlete when he played here, but Rip Hamilton got it done. So you work around what you have. That's when you have an identity that is defense, that is aggressive, that is physical. You have guys for that. Everybody doesn't need to be able to make guys get bloody.
Do you remember the knock on Rip when they made that trade?
Oh, didn't play defense and.
How'd that work out, guys? I mean, listen, it's your surroundings. You hang out with losers, you're not going to make money. You're not going to be successful.
It's true.
If you change your surroundings, your circle, and you hang out with successful people that want to see people win, guess what's going to happen? Your life's going to change. You're going to start winning. This is exactly what he wants, because when you leave and you get pushed out of Denver next to maybe the greatest center of all time when it's all said and done, and you got
paid.
Get pushed out to the Nets, and you spend some time there. All you want to do is go and be somewhere relevant with good teams where you have an opportunity to play in June. That's everything that he gets here if he comes. So I think that if you get him in his late 20s, you're going to get the best form of MPJ that exists.
The other side of that is you like to prove narratives wrong. You like to prove the narrative. His narrative, my narrative is now that I don't play defense. My narrative is now I mail it in. My narrative is now that I don't care. He's already at home like they couldn't be further from the truth. Let me get with this right team and let me show him what I could do. If he got with the Pistons, this would be one of those show and prove type situations, JS.
Look, I understand the knocks on MPJ as a player. However, let me just go back a mere season ago. What did people say when we brought in Duncan Robinson?
Right?
And
washed.
Did he tank?
Washed.
Did he tank that defensive rating like everyone thought that he did?
Right.
No.
No, in fact, I thought he was really good defensively in the playoffs, and that's weird for me to say.
Yeah, so
he was aggressive actually.
He was.
I won't say he was good, but I would say he showed me. I won't say that he was good, but I will say he showed me effort and he showed me the ability that I'm trying.
Yeah.
Is Tobias Harris some great Shakes defender?
No, it's not.
So what are we talking about when we're going to get rid of Tobias Harris? We're still keeping Duncan Robinson on this roster, and we essentially have a freed up position of a player who is not good at defense to continue to have one of the best defenses in the NBA. I'm sorry, guys. One player does not change the entire landscape of the way that this team plays defense. And stop talking about, it has to look like Detroit basketball. Yeah. Oh, my God. We need Detroit basketball. We need to be the bad boys. That's not what works in this league. We just watch teams flop their way to 2 straight championships, 3 straight championships. So what are we talking about? Get with the current NBA. This isn't the 90s. This isn't the early 2000s. This is 2026. Get to the common day. God damn it.
I would agree, and I will add this. How many of our players just play defense, and they're not necessarily offensively capable?
Bing! 2 of them.
How many of those
3
players?
of them.
So if we can have 3 to 4 guys where you're only expecting defense out of them and they are offensive liabilities, why can't we have a guy that can go out there and get you 32 and be a defensive liability on a defensively led team? That's more so what we're saying, and I agree with JS and supporting 100.
Yeah, because all of our defensive guys certainly aren't scoring that many points. And the fact is you need that guy that can put up 30 points. Not 2 times a year, but any night that you need it because Kate is off. Or they've doubled him most of the night. MPJ in that trade where you're giving up just future picks and a bunch of these guys that are taking up money, Sasser and Ron Holland, you smash it. Because you look at the market, these moves are falling into place. Walker Kessler's a Laker because there's nobody else left. Because they don't have the trade assets to make it work. What Trajan Langdon has prioritized has put them in a position to make that move, and that's the flexibility. All right, so don't be shocked, guys. This thing's 50-50 right now.
Speaking of shock,
go ahead.
Oh, there it is. Come on.
Yes,
T-Foss, let's go.
Fellas, I don't usually do this, but I can't let you get away with this.
Okay.
Do not say Duncan Robinson played decent defense. He sucks.
He played a defense in the playoffs.
He got toasted.
Many times.
Game plan, let's go after Duncan Robinson. He stunk defensively. He smelled like a bucket of shit, boogers, and vomit all mixed together.
He's back.
He stunk. He was bad. Yeah. I can't let you guys hold
on. Don't say you guys. He said that
he was solid in the playoffs.
No. All I simply said is he came here, he gave effort. We know he got cooked. Like if somebody you know how many DBs are cooked, but they gave effort? What the hell you want? They tried, but they couldn't do it.
But you know
they
what?
tried.
You know what they said in the media the next day?
I didn't want
got cooked by Braylon Edwards.
I didn't want Duncan Robinson here. I didn't want him in the playoffs. I didn't want him when the season started. I'm simply saying that at times you saw him get a little aggressive. At times you saw him try. And it's all the F you can ask for. I didn't want him here, but I had to make do with what was here. That's all I said. I saw times where I'm like, all right, you know what? You can't play defense, but I saw the aggression. I saw you get the technical foul. I saw you set somebody up to get in foul trouble.
Cool.
That part. That's it.
Wait, hold on. Don't go anywhere.
Your words.
All right, I apologize. He sucks as a defender. How do you feel about Michael Porter Jr. as a Piston?
Better than Duncan Robinson.
Better defender, too?
Yeah.
He's taller.
There you go.
That's fair.
All right.
How did they know you were coming here? The moment you got on the mic, 50 people spike into the chat.
I don't.
Legend.
I
they heard we was out here using foul language.
Allow Woodward Sports to be a scrub network, and for you to go on here and say, "Oh, Duncan Robinson played good defense."
I said he was solid in the playoffs. I thought that there was times where he actually played really solid defense compared to what I saw in the regular season.
One play a game.
That's one more than he had most of the regular season. But I give you that, Terry. I apologize.
Still
retracted.
All right, peace.
Hey, T, let me ask you this question while you're on the microphone. It's so many I want to ask. I'm trying to figure out which one while I have you. Is it Terry and is this? I don't know. It's too many good questions to ask. I was going to ask you about the Kawhi Leonard move going back to the Raptors.
How you feeling on that?
What was that?
Kawhi Leonard back to the Raptors.
I'm a little surprised. I thought the Pistons wanted Kawhi Leonard. Yeah. He didn't want to come here. But,
familiarity.
From talking to people in the NBA, brothers don't want to play in Toronto.
Yeah. Have a seat, legend. Talk to us. Stick around. There's a chair right behind your butt.
He said it's too hot in here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they don't want to play in Toronto. So I was surprised that he escaped Toronto and is going back.
Yeah.
But he's a weird guy.
He is a weird guy.
I think for me, just thinking about him going there, it's not about – I don't think it's mentoring Scotty Barnes. Like, I don't think he's coming back to show people the ropes and had a championship here. I think it's about where you were treated good.
Yeah.
Like, he strikes me as I want to go somewhere I know they'll take care of me. And you remember, when he was about to leave, they threw everything in him. They threw free condos, free restaurants for life, free clothes, free rides, free cars, free access to planes and all that stuff. I think this is a way for Kawhi Leonard to go to a place, kind of disappear a little bit over there in Canada, in Toronto, and get taken care of, get treated like a king. Like, this is him coming back for everything that they told him they would do in 2019.
And you're probably right about that. But, from guys I had talked to who played for the Raptors, they couldn't wait to get out of there.
Yeah.
But he's different. They did not.
Yeah. He's was one of one. I'm going to bat to get some of that king.
Is he going to win a championship now?
Hell no.
No, Terry, I think that you hit it, though, because, he is a weird guy, And weird guys like to. You're way too good at that.
Yeah, that was weird guys get on the air and don't wear shirts.
They've actually been asking for your shirt. They want Terry's shirt too. They want Terry topless. Topless Terry.
I'm always a T-shirt guy, man. It's 200.
Oh God, I didn't even notice you didn't have a shirt on.
They've been teasing him all day, saying they're gonna get him pasties and tassels.
They already sent some money in for it. But no, I think that when you're weird and you've always kind of never fit in, when you fit in, you like to be there. That's home.
That's fair, especially when you leave a place that took care of you, made you feel some sense of comfortability, which apparently the Spurs didn't. When you leave there and go to Hollywood, and you're with the Clippers, and you spent 7 years there, and in 7 years you win 3 playoff series. Like, who knows what he's been dealing with out there, man? He's trying to get the hell up out of there. He's done. He's got He's got 3 chips. He's got 2 Finals MVPs. Like, Kawhi Leonard made all the money. This is him going to chill because he still can play the game, but he ain't trying to win no more.
And here's the thing about Toronto. You can get away with anything in Toronto through the media as long as you don't ice the puck. And he is not going to ice a puck playing for the Raptors.
Definitely not going to ice that puck. Hey, look, stick with us. We got a break. We're going to hit the break right now, and we got some interesting topics coming up. You with us for a sec?
I got to pick up Mama.
It's always good to have you.
I mean, I have like 15, 20 minutes, but I got to pick up Mama.
Okay, now,
Mama. If I don't,
I know.
That goes.
Trust me, 1,000%. Well, love you. Appreciate you. Good to see you. Go get some AC.
If you got 15 minutes, we'll come back and talk about some of the other moves around the NBA.
Okay, I'll be here for 15, 20 minutes.
That sounds
good.
good.
But then I got to get Mama.
All right, Supreme Lending.
I'll be rushing out of here.
Hey,
Supreme Lending, tell me about it.
That's right. Chad and Chris are new partners over at Supreme Lending. It's home buying season, so you got to get on the phone today. Whether you're upgrading, whether you are just moving, whether it's your first home, or whether you want that new lower interest rate, better term on your mortgage, make the call now. Let them help you walk through the process from step 1 all the way to closing so they can improve your situation, get you the best interest rate possible, the best term possible, maybe a 0% down payment program. For sure, I can guarantee, though, that if you mention Woodward Sports, we're going to save you $500, up to $500, off of your home appraisal. So get in touch with them today. You see their phone numbers there. They are Chad and Chris. They are Supreme Lending.
Jameer Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Experience summer in Detroit with pro soccer at Keyworth Stadium. Every Detroit City FC match brings a new reason to show up early and stay late. Tickets available now at DebtCityFC.com.
The Super Bowl parade in Detroit will be one for the record books. Detroit just does it different. Woodward Sports, your official Super Bowl or Bust Lions network.
The Legends, guys, they've been doing it for 80 years. It's no secret here in Detroit, but the secret is now out in the rest of the nation because Detroit-style deep dish, it's the best pizza there is. Flat out. 20% we want to save you off when you make your next order as well. Head on over to buddiespizza.com. You see that code word, Woodward20. That's going to save you that 20%, but it also works for their catering. So if you got a pizza party planned for the summer, go to Buddies. They'll save you up to $200 off of your catering if you use that same code. They are the original since 1946. They are Buddies Pizza.
And we are back. Great conversation out of you guys today, man. I knew I was going to come back. I knew I was excited to be with you guys, to talk to the chat, but I didn't know it was going to have this level of excitement and energy.
Excited on hoops, bro.
I love it.
I do. I love it.
I absolutely love it.
You know I love it. Yeah, honestly, the last week or so, we've been like, all right, well, when do we go to Lions? And they don't want to. I mean, it's been a long time since an offseason was so exciting for the Pistons. Like last year, we knew we had some work to do, made a bunch of small little intermediate signings, all to set up the flexibility of this summer. On the heels of a 60-win season where you fall short, it's very exciting to see an aggressive GM while the other guys are kind of doing the stuff that pisses the fans off. But now it seems like we are on the precipice of a big deal that either happens before the season starts or at the trade deadline.
No, I think you hit the nail on the head, man. And you talk about what the Pistons were this past season. They won 60 games. They were number one in the East for the majority of the year. They were a nickel throw away from being in the Eastern Conference Finals. When you have that type of season, you're interested what the offseason is. Because if you're that close, what's the thought? Well, if you're that close, we make a couple moves, we can get over the hump. We can put ourselves in that conversation. That has been the Lions' offseason for the past 3 seasons. The Lions' offseason was, I'm going to skip from 2021. 2022, now you're 9-8. You almost make the game. You almost make the playoffs, but Seattle Rams, wonky game, you don't get in. Well, how are we going to get to the playoffs now? Let's talk about that. Then you go 12-5, NFC Championship. There's a lot to talk about in the offseason, and it's going to be continuous until the season. 15-2. Well, some guys were injured, so maybe let's make an excuse for the Commanders game. Off season, what are we going to do? What's the draft going to look like? How are we going to get better? How do we get to that precipice again and get past that point? When you go 9-8 and you don't make it, and then it falls apart, and then legitimately you're trying to, you're right there. And
then, the AC just came on. Hallelujah!
Oh, you're right. That is the AC. Shout out to the HVAC guys.
Shout out!
Shout out to HVAC guys. Man. Shout out to our fearless leader.
Oh, you could feel
Joey Namu.
Hey, also, my mic's over here.
Hey,
thanks, Lord. Appreciate you for making that dumbass comment. The AC came on because you're putting too much hate into this stream.
What is it, John F. and Lord?
Love. Put some love in your heart, brother. Put your love.
John F. and Lord's full of love, man. Yeah. Come on now.
I know. I'm just giving him some shit.
But no,
dude, Frosty sounds so good right now. Yes, they do, John F. and Lord. And Frosty, that was Freddie Felt that brought that up. He's like, I want a Frosty.
No, I'm sure staying off until I cool down.
Slurpee, Frosty, or what is it? Icy? What was the
Icy?
Yeah, which one are you going?
Well,
Slurpee.
The 7-Eleven.
Frosty was overrated.
7-Eleven. Slurpee.
Yeah.
Standard. The industry standard.
Frosty was always overrated for me because I wasn't like a chocolate milkshake guy. I wasn't chocolate Frosty. Go ahead, T-Frost. I wasn't the chocolate guy. I didn't like chocolate cake, etc. And then the vanilla Frosty was just okay. So for me, it was always Slurpee. What? Give me the 7-Eleven. Go in there and mix and match. I take all the flavors, and you got to put a little bit of Mountain Dew in there to give it that liquidy taste, the consistency. T-Foss, I know you got to get out of here. I know you got to pick up moms, and I'm a mama's boy, so I understand how that goes. Here we go. The Terrion Arnold situation. Don't care about the court, the legalities, what's going on, what he's facing. That's neither here nor there. A lot of speculation. But the Lions made move to part ways with him yesterday before there had been a ruling in the case. Where are you with the decision from Dan Campbell to move on from Terrion Arnold before finding out all the information? Because could have kept him on the roster, see how it played out, waited for Roger Goodell's exempt list. They didn't. They made a move, and here we are.
This is what I think. I think the Lions finally were able to find an excuse to get rid of him. Now, they always say, he's doing a great job, when you knew he wasn't. So this is a great way of saying, you know what? The guy can't play, so we can move on from him. That's what I think, because he is handsy.
100%. And if the glove does not fit,
shout out to the Woodward heavyweights.
This
thumbnail it's great work, high level.
If the glove doesn't fit, in the words of Johnny Cochran,
the only thing wrong with those gloves, they don't have spikes on them.
Yeah, the Parkinson's, not the Parkinson's, the arthritis was the key in that case. Yeah, I agree. I think they want to move on for him. I always will go back to, you can go back and check all the tapes when they drafted him. I did not think he was the move for the Detroit Lions. I thought it was, anybody that plays for Alabama is going to hit. anybody that plays at Alabama is going to be great, and he just wasn't necessarily that guy. I think they wanted to move on from him, and they did. What's the move now, though? Do you have somebody on the team? Are you looking at Abney versus Roger McCreary, and are you putting more stock in Rocky Yassin, or are you looking at like, all right, we got to go out and get somebody to bring in or two people?
You know what? I think the Lions have already messed up on the what's next part of it.
Yeah.
Me, instead of looking for corners,
safety,
I would have loaded up on rush ends, dudes that can get to the quarterback. Because if you are a cornerback, I don't care how good you are, nobody's going to stick with you in your prime for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
But they can for a second and a half.
Yeah, fair.
So I've always said, I mean, it's not that I don't care who the cornerback is, but I can make my cornerbacks a lot better if I'm harassing the opposing quarterback. Because back in the day when I was doing my little journalist thing for the news and the Free Press,
let me see that movie again.
I would always ask people, what's wrong with the Lions? What must they do? And, you know, besides being incompetent, they said they must do two things. One, protect their quarterback, and two, harass the hell out of the opposing quarterback. Because they said, I don't care who you are. If you don't have time to do something, you're not going to do it.
Hear me out there. So now this season, the defensive line for the Detroit Lions reads as like this. It is Aiden Hutchinson. It is Talik Williams. It is Ali McNeil, who's now healthy. We know he was coming back off the ACL injury last season. Didn't necessarily play his best. But Ali McNeil back healthy. And then also you bring in DJ Wonnum from the Carolina Panthers. Not a lot of noise about him. But the experience, the long arms, the patience. And you draft, finally, yes, ladies and gentlemen, you go out and you draft your edge. Finally, Brad Holmes heard the crew. You draft your edge. Is it your opinion that this line is going to be good enough where the Lions may not need to go get that DB because the defensive line, what you talk about getting to that cornerback, with the additions of Wonnum and Derek Moore through the draft, there'll be a better defensive line this season.
You know where I got that from? Jerry Rice.
Jay Rice.
Because they wanted me to do a story on how great Joe Montana was, and the Niners were in town, and I asked Jerry Rice and John Taylor about Jerry Rice, and they both said this. They said, "Yeah, he good, but we protect him and we get open."
Yeah,
if it wasn't for that, Joe Montana would just be another very good quarterback. But he's got the line to protect him, and he's got us because they kind of talked about how great they are and that they helped Joe Montana. And Joe Montana, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, even his own wide receivers are saying, yeah, he good, but better give him some protection.
Yeah, the best thing about Joe Montana, man, like in terms of going back and watching film and hearing stories and seeing it all is, yes, he was elite as it relates to, finding the wide receiver in the back of the end zone, Dallas Clark. Like, yes, Dwight Clark. Yes, he's elite in terms of the drives, the Cincinnati Bengals twice in those games. But what he was elite at is knowing the system. He memorized an amazing system, which is, shout out to Bill Walsh, one of the greatest systems of all time. That system produced so much of what we still use today. Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, his father, like that all stems from the West Coast offense that Bill Walsh created. But Joe Montana was able to remember all that. Joe Montana was able to kind of on the spectrum, if you will, see it and never forget it and then take it. He memorized that playbook just like that, and that's what helped him.
Right, he was a bad man.
Yeah, he was.
Jerry, I got a question before you get out of here because we can't keep you much longer. I want to switch to basketball real fast. Rui Hachimura, still sitting out there. Is that a piece you'd like to see in a Pistons uniform?
I would like to see them get a big name, not just because usually I'm not big on big names. I don't think that's important. But in the NBA, you know how we bitch about calls going against the Pistons in the playoffs? Well, if you get another big name, and obviously the referees don't respect Cade Cunningham like that, but if you got a guy like Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, who's not coming here, but if you got a name like that, they're going to get the benefit of calls. And I think now, yes, the Pistons need an outside shooter, but they need somebody the referees look at and say, I'm not calling a foul on him in the last 2 minutes, or I am calling a foul on whoever's guarding him in the last 2 minutes of a game.
Were we too dismissive of the LeBron James to Detroit situation?
Yeah. No. He was never coming here.
No, okay, let's say, but people didn't want him here. Obviously, people like, I don't like LeBron. We don't want, whatever your gripe is with LeBron, pencil that for right now. But were we too dismissive in terms of what he could be here? LeBron's IQ level in terms of how he plays.
He's the piece.
There we go.
He's the final piece. I mean, and I think that he comes here and by January he's not flopping.
You'd be a better basketball team with LeBron. It is what it is.
Absolutely. He's fully engaged. The thing is, I just don't think he was ever leaving a coast. He's got the production company with Maverick. Like, he's too big off the court now to go mess around in the Midwest again. Like the Akron thing, I know everybody wants it. Oh, he's going to go back to Cleveland. I don't think he retires in Cleveland. It's a fun story, but I just don't think it happens.
Yeah.
You know, a few years ago, and he's past his prime, and I think this guy might be a little bit of a cancer, but a few years ago, Kevin Durant was talking about how great Cade Cunningham was. So that you had the opportunity there to open the door to maybe bring him in, but now I don't want him.
No. You know, one of the things I love that Kool-Aid and I talk about is you see Cade after these games all the time, Terry, doing the little covered mouth thing with the legit veterans, the Russell Westbrooks, the Kyries, the man you just mentioned. And so the fact that he's got that tie-in, I think KD had him on one of his talk shows, you know, as a young guy. He does like Cade, and I think he would love to play there, but it doesn't seem like it's worked anywhere for KD outside of Golden State when they already had a Hall of Fame roster.
Yeah, correct. And do you think that's the only high-profile NBA player that likes Cade Cunningham?
No.
You think that's the only guy that Cade
He's
Cunningham's
one of
ever
the
talked
most liked
to?
old school style players.
Yeah.
Like you hear the reverence Shaq has for him. He doesn't like anybody these days.
Right. I think this town is so afraid of making moves that it's like checkers. Let me just take one step at a time, and hope something breaks through. But sometimes you gotta say, hey, you gotta pull your pants down and say, here I am. What you gonna do about it?
No doubt.
The KD situation, man, I'm a KD guy, so it is what it is. I've always been a KD guy. Like, I hear when people say it hasn't worked anywhere outside of, look, man, like for what it was in OKC, what they did, that run that they went on, I don't like the left and went to Golden State, but the run at the time that they had there, he was amazing. Like, he was amazing with OKC Thunder. Couldn't get it done, left, went to the rivals. Then he
franchise let him down that time.
100%. Then he goes to the rivals. A lot of people hated that move. So how do you go to a team that you could have beat, essentially? And I understood that. The one that gets me, though, T, is the Brooklyn Nets. Because the Brooklyn Nets was legitimately not Kevin Durant's fault. Now, you want to talk about Phoenix and you want to talk about Houston, fine. But the Brooklyn Nets situation, if you had one individual who did not play because of COVID, because of the rules, because of the stipulations and all those things, mix it in with another guy who just wanted to fleece the system, as he is still fleecing the system now as a shooting guard for the Cleveland Cavaliers, that Brooklyn Nets situation wasn't his fault. He legitimately was this close to getting to the finals without Kyrie and James Harden.
There's a lot of dudes that get this close. But
if he wore a size 12, they would be in the finals. If he wore a size 12, problem is he wears a 17. His foot was over the line. Jesus Christ. He was right there.
But there's always something that prevents you from doing it.
True.
I mean, like, I'll just go back to the two Piston championship teams, you know, the bad boys and the going to work guys. They had a game plan, both mentally, physically, and also getting inside of your head. They knew, like the 2004 Pistons knew pretty much they were going to win it when they got Rasheed Wallace. The bad boy Pistons knew it because they had learned so many lessons from the Celtics and the Lakers that they knew they had the chops to win it.
And he has selfless basketball. Like, people don't, I mean, we do. You do. Anson talks about it all the time. But that selfless basketball is a Mark Aguirre that comes to this team and is as good as any scorer in the league at that time.
25 down to 16.
1,000. But it was his choice.
Yep.
He looked at Dennis Rodman, saw what the team was, talked to Zeke and said, nah, y'all need to start Rodman. I'll come off the bench.
That's right.
Like, that type of selflessness you don't have in today's game, with the exception of maybe two teams.
Yeah, and what did Dennis Rodman say? No.
Yep.
That's good. You the starter, so keep starting.
And
So
and they worked it out.
Really different. And by the way, his name is not Mark Aguirre. His name is Mark Aguirre.
That's right.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
My apologies.
We always called him Aguirre.
All right, check this out, champ.
Plays for the Mexican team, speaking of which we'll get to in a moment.
Quick thought on World Cup. Has it done anything for you in terms of North American access to take over, the foreigners coming over here, falling in love with the stadiums, the college football aspect of things, ranch dressing, and some of the things we have? Has it done something for you, or is it like, I'm just waiting to get through the summer?
I like the guy.
Okay.
I like the guy. It appears that, he's got a game plan. It appears that he's organized, and it appears that he already loves Michigan football, and he hasn't been there that long. And, as long as you keep the white girls away from him, he should be okay.
Man, we out. I'm not messing with you, man, but I am messing with pure psychology. Tell me a little bit about pure psychology, Anson, because it's very important.
You might need it during this heat wave, but guys, I heard a terrible stat. 20 veterans a day take their lives.
Damn.
And it's because guys have a hard time talking about real stuff. You guys flock here to talk sports. But talk about your heart, your mind, your soul. That stuff is not easy for us. Fortunately, we've partnered up with Pure, and they do make it easy for you. They make it accessible, and they tailor it to you. No cookie-cutter plans. They're going to sit down with you and figure out what is your path to wellness. PTSD, anxiety, counseling, whatever, relationship stuff, they're there for you. So check them out at PurePsychMI.com.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Finally, life-enhancing LASIK surgery at a price you can afford. Michigan's most experienced eye surgeon, Dr. Yaldo, is offering the most advanced LASIK at just $1,699 per eye, regardless of your prescription. Imagine not just being free from contacts and glasses, but actually seeing better without them. This limited 2026 spring offer is thousands less than others charge. Go to YaldoEyeCenter.com for your free evaluation and save.
Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around.
About Massage Chair House, and look, Massage Chair House wouldn't have the AC out if you went and visited there like our studio is. So hey, another reason to tap in with them on top of the best massage chairs in the industry. They are super comfy, super cozy, and you can tap in with the QR code above my head with Dr. Eric Duncan on his YouTube channel. Here's Anson.
What up, though, guys? Welcome back. Really nice to have Terry in there. I believe Braylon just took an ice plunge. He will be back here shortly, but I know he wants to talk World Cup, so we'll wait. Let's fuck around with the chat. Anybody got some live chats or some super chats in there? Let's just read some stuff from you guys while we wait for Bray to come back. Why does he still not have a shirt? Says Real Cream of Wheat. Because it's hot. Yes, the AC's coming in, but it's still, what does it say on there? What does it say? 85 still? Yeah, we've only come down 1 degree, guys.
We're getting there, guys.
We're getting there. The shirt will come back soon, but not quite yet. John Anthony Lord was talking about being out there, hit an ace, throwing some Frisbee golf and taking some discs from some guys. He says, I just picked up a brand new Charger Roller Roadrunner, all brand new for like $10 with winning a round at Addison over the weekend. It's so fun winning with people that just started to play. Actually, our guy Riley, who joined us just recently, our new intern, is a big guy in the Frisbee golf world. So we have some Woodward Frisbee golf stuff coming up, and the Nationals will actually be at Kensington this year. Bray, we got to get Bray out there, dude. Honestly, the first round, he's going to try and throw too hard. Like, he's going to try and muscle it. And then don't teach him too much, bro. We don't need him getting good at Frisbee golf, too.
Realistically, you know what I'm saying? I've actually played a couple of times. Not a full round, but in fact, I told you about it. It's at Kensington.
Okay.
Because, like, where we do our Father's Day deal, with the exception of this year, because my sister had just given birth. But usually on Father's Day, we go out to Kensington, we do the Father's Day barbecue, we hang out. Right by where we park is number 16. It's the one that has that huge, steep downhill.
Fun hole.
It's like a ski slope.
Yeah.
Like, that's where we set up. So I've tossed it around a little bit, so I know you can't. I know you can't do that. You got a little.
You can't do what?
A little smooth.
You can't do what?
Nah. You get one. You get one.
I only get one of those.
You only get one. Speaking of one, USA only gets one chance to make this impact that they're doing this year. North America has hosted FIFA World Cup. Mexico has shown up, as you saw last night, over Ecuador. Dominated that game. Ends up winning 2-0. Electric scene in Mexico. Aerial view. I think we have video of that. Canada has shown up for North America, and now it is Team USA turn. After losing to Turkey 3-2, but we know they didn't play their stars because they had already advanced. How important is this game tonight, and what has to happen for Team USA, who takes on Bosnia and Herzegovina at 8 p.m. on Fox?
This is massive because the last time it was here in '94,
Alexi Lalas.
Yeah, you had Alexi Lalas. You really had no team. You had no shot. They were still so young in their development. Like, we have seen legitimate players come out of the U.S. and actually play overseas and play for good club teams. And they've been slowly building to this home World Cup. You've got an opportunity here against a team that you can beat, that you need to beat. Yeah. And I don't know if they're going to see Belgium next round. I think it's Congo that they play on. But they have a real opportunity to get through these first two. And it's not just about how well the U.S. men's team does. It's about the development of soccer in this nation. And when you have a good run like we did in 2002, you have more interest in the sport. You see guys come up. Like, a lot of these guys, it's because of the interest that it peaked in 94 and then again in 2002. We haven't had good soccer in a while. We haven't had good representation at the World Cup. In fact, I think we missed one in between. Yeah, this one, though, this is our best team and our best chance to truly make it back to the quarterfinals. I don't want to say anything more than that, but a return to the quarterfinals in the height of social media era could really spin the youth. And we were talking about before the game, man, like, I know Justin wanted to hear this, but you might have soccer competing legitimately with hockey very soon.
Uh-oh.
I don't know about that.
It's a good thing that they are in two completely different seasons and don't overlap at all in the United States. But hey, I mean, sure, whatever you wanna go after. It's already a way bigger sport than hockey, and not
here though. Not here.
Oh, I bet you it is.
You think?
100%. No, there's no doubt in my mind that soccer is a bigger sport than hockey. You do not realize
real?
how. Oh,
you're
yeah.
for real.
Absolutely. I could go look.
Chat,
up a
what's
stat.
bigger?
I can go look up a stat on the internet right now.
You keep talking. I'll look the stats up.
But there's no.
When we talk hockey, outside of talking about Dylan Larkin requesting a trade out of Detroit, like, people tune out.
That's not true. Woodward. I.e.
Not
Woodward Wings.
Not Woodward Wings. I'm talking about our show, like the Braylon Edwards show. Woodward
Not
Wings.
since I was added.
Soccer is now the fourth most popular sport in the United States, having overtaken ice hockey. According to the recent analysis from 2022 to 2020, 21 to 22, soccer surpasses hockey across multiple key metrics: viewership, participation, media rights value, and demographics.
Lies. Those
wow,
are lies.
I did not think that.
Absolute lies. Now the World Cup. The World Cup
Yeah.
This is the hill we're gonna die on?
This
Really?
is before the World Cup, bro.
Absolutely,
We'll
the
go
World
for it.
Cup I think is more popular, but this is a special sporting event. Just soccer in its own, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
17.8 million Americans played soccer, whereas only 2.3 played hockey.
Well,
49%
first of all,
of
wait
U.S.
a minute.
sports fans.
It is a much cheaper to go play some soccer.
100%.
And that is the reason why it is a bigger sport.
Yeah, I played hockey my whole life, and I thank my parents for being able to travel us all over where we need to go. But to grab a ball and kick it around in your backyard and play on that field.
So you're offended by the facts is what's happening.
There we go.
You're
I could say I'm a
offended
little
by
offended,
facts,
but
my
at the
friend.
same time, this is not real. This is not real.
Jared, bro.
It's the same as basketball.
I
It's
love
just the ball
hockey
and
as much as any other person.
This
man.
is true.
But I don't need other people to like my sport
Oh,
for
no.
me to enjoy it. And I don't give a fuck. This means nothing to me. But yeah, obviously, for many reasons outside of just the money, hockey's the smallest sport than soccer in the United States. And it always has been. I can't believe it took until 2022 to pass. Like genuinely. Like when I was a kid, soccer was way bigger. Everyone at my school played soccer. I was one of the only people in my school that played hockey.
When can you ever talk about soccer on a network like this? Other than the World Cup.
We're in Hockey Town, dog. All right?
I don't care
Listen,
what state
49% of U.S. sports fans claim like watching soccer compared to 37% for ice hockey. 700 million per season for the MLS and Premier League watched in the United States versus 600 million the NHL's deal. Demographics, soccer is a significantly younger
that's the
fan
fucking
base.
MLS.
Averaging 30, no, that's MLS and Premier League and being watched with their agreements in the United States.
But including
Demographics,
MLS.
the average age 35 compared to 57, bro. Like people in hockey, they old. It hasn't, somebody said in the chat, it hasn't grown in popularity since the 90s.
Well,
They took away the glow pluck and
I don't disagree with the
everything
growth.
fell.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with the growth one bit. Gary Bettman is the worst thing in the world.
And now they're screwed because this World Cup put football grass hockey firmly on every American's radar. Period.
And I gotta read a chat real quick.
Go ahead.
Jared, I'll back you up here. This is where I get off the highway famously. And let's see here. Brendan in the Woodward Sports chat. DCFC soccer will have more fans at their new stadium than the Red Wings at LCA in 2027. I will bet you whatever you want. That will not happen. There's no way.
Yeah.
There is zero chance. And also, one thing you forgot to mention is the fact that the Red Wings play 41 home games a year.
Yeah.
DCFC is going to play 10.
Freddie felt in the chat. In Indiana, nobody gives a fuck about hockey. British-style pubs are mobbed with soccer fans for EPL games.
British-style pubs?
Yeah.
Yeah, but nobody's talking hockey in Indiana, bro, because they don't have a hockey team.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Maybe in the north up in Gary they're playing, but I don't think a lot of Gary residents got hockey gear.
I don't know why everyone's making this like this holier than thou like war in the chat.
We're in Hockey Town, bro. That's why.
Engagement.
Listen,
I love it.
Yep.
Detroiters.
I just dropped the bomb and rolled out. That was it.
Detroiters, you did, dude. Detroit gatekeeps hockey like no other place ever. Like you could be losing for 20 years, like they have, and they'd be like, "Oh man, we get back to the Stanley Cup. It's Hockey Town. This is football town, first and foremost."
I agree with that.
Yep.
I definitely
No
agree
lies.
with that.
No lies.
But
you're
man,
not
they get
telling me
offended.
soccer's
Oh, yeah,
more
I got
popular
another
than
one
hockey.
for you. What are the greatest athletes in the world? What association?
I'm quiet
Because people in Detroit will say hockey players are the best athletes in the world. Don't do it.
I'm not going to say they're the best athletes in the world, but they're some athletes, man.
Oh, yeah, sure. But if you take the whole league and you put it up against the whole of the NBA and the whole of the NFL and you do like boxing, long jump, mile run, 40-yard dash, long throw, all that, come on.
They're just tougher than everybody. That's
Also,
all.
and Brendan has come
playing.
around. Hold on.
You better be careful with that one.
Oh, man. Right here.
You're going to get Braylon back in this conversation.
I
Quick.
fired him up.
Hold on. We have Brendan right here.
Don't do the tough stuff.
Brendan,
Let's
as a
not do the tough
huge
stuff.
Wings fan, hockey is losing its magic. He's just coping. It's okay. It's okay to cope that you think that the Keyworth is going to be more packed than, dude, the Red Wings could suck. And they still will sell out every fucking game. It doesn't matter. They are royalty in this city like no other team.
Okay.
Straight up.
Step away from Detroit and talk about other hockey franchises. Like, if insert team here, if your team sucks, like, is there still engagement?
Nope.
There you go.
But we live in Detroit.
So
They're talking about Detroit,
That's
and
fair.
so I am bringing the conversation. there.
That's fair.
I will say this. I've been to Vegas multiple times. Vegas lights it up with hockey.
Well, I wonder why.
They had a winner.
I wonder why.
They won the Stanley Cup year
You
two.
wouldn't think they would, but that arena is absolutely lit. I mean,
everything's lit in Vegas, bro.
Including
Everybody's
the
talking
Aces.
shit.
Desert.
The Aces are lit in Vegas.
You know what I mean?
We're going to play that game in the WNBA. Hey,
We'll
look.
see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But
They got 3 chips.
But, I mean, that's a place that's in the middle of the desert. You know, like, you wouldn't think that a place like Vegas would pack the arena.
Yeah, but it's also a tourist town. Like, how many people are coming in town, like, and cycling through? New people, new ways.
Yeah.
And what do you do in your town? You go see a show, you gamble a little bit, you know, eat. Also, you go check out the Aces game. Shoot, the Raiders sell out. The Raiders suck.
Yeah, and
I
one
mean,
thing
it'll
that
be
Vegas does.
It'll be different now for the Raiders, but yeah.
The
I mean,
Blue
it's an
Man
amazing
Group
show.
sells out, bro.
It's
It's just
amazing.
another show.
Yes.
Michael Wary in the Super Chat.
saw Blue
Soccer
Man
is a
Group.
real international sport. Go to any country and watch what is the most popular sport. We do know that. Freddie Felt,
Agreed.
Vegas Golden Knights game is the most electric sporting event I've ever attended.
No
he
lies.
says.
No lies.
But that's Vegas,
They
bro.
got a fire that, like, or
That's
a
what they
dragon
do,
that, like,
though.
breathes
That's
fire.
what they do.
I know you guys are off in this Vegas tangent, but I have to bring it back to Detroit
Bring it back.
again. And I'm sorry. And I'm getting called out because I called the Detroit Red Wings royalty in this city. You do not understand. The Detroit Red Wings, if you just take the percentages of the fan base, there are percentages of the fan base way higher than in that Red Wings fan base than any other fan base that will literally bend over backwards for literally anything that the Detroit Red Wings do. The Lions are not like that. That was the main argument that I just got in the chat. Do you see 70% of the fan base raging out on the fact that we don't get a fucking edge every offseason? That is not what it's like with the Red Wings. Yeah, they bitch and they complain, but at the end of the day, they're like, oh, the Red Wings, woo, 100 season, yeah! Like, that is what it is with the Red Wings. It is so different than even the Pistons. The Pistons don't have that type of carte blanche.
Hockey's a cult, bro.
It is, yes, it is a cult. Hockey is a literal cult, and that is why it is like this. Every other team has chinks in the armor, but not the Red Wings fans. And that's why they, in my opinion, they are the best fans in Detroit, but they also are some of the most, delusional.
Don't say it.
I said delusional.
And what time is Woodward Wings tonight?
Woodward Wings tonight. Make sure you tap in Darren McCarty live on Woodward Wings to talk all things free agency, draft, Sebastian Costa trade, and Dylan Larkin at 7:15 to 8 o'clock. As we then will turn you over to...
Yeah, put it on that back wall here, guys, because let's switch back to grass hockey, soccer, football, whatever you want to call it. We've got a watch party tonight. The Crunch Time guys will be there. Honestly, pretty much half the network's going to be there. Big game versus Bosnia-Herzegovina, former Yugoslavia. Dog and Pony show brewing over there in... where is that, Oak Park? So not far from here, 11 miles. Guys, come and check it out. I've heard great things about that venue. I haven't been over there yet. I know a lot of you guys are going to have a good time. Do you think this is a game that they win? I know it's a big one, like you said.
Team USA?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want it. Minus 800, I think they win. I think Christian Pulisic, I think he will legitimately get these guys started. They just got to work on the half-court sets a little bit, if you will. And one of the big things they need to do is the aggressive side of things. I know they lost to Turkey because they didn't play their guys because they already had it in the bag. But they got to be a lot more aggressive. And because that's what you're going to see out of Bosnia. Bosnia, they're better than Bosnia-Herzegovina, 100%. But they are a physical team. They are a physical team, so if
those guys are all heart over there.
100%.
They are all heart.
That would be it for me. Like match the aggression early.
You remember the Troy Spectadium? 20 years ago. They the first time that Croatia and Serbia had played, also former Yugoslavian countries, they played over there, and it was the first time they had allowed these two battling cultures, two rival cultures in the same country to play, and that place was absolutely bananas. Two sides, one Croat, one Serbian, but these guys, they're all adamant and fanatical about their football. So there's going to be some very cool bars tonight because we got a large Bosnian population in the great state of Michigan, and it'll be fun everywhere you go.
Could be fun to watch this game somewhere. I think I need to figure that move out for tonight. Where you watching the game, throw it in the chat. Before we get out of here, just want to talk about the Tigers for a smidge. I know I haven't been here. I know
Before you get off here, there is a super chat that is relating to the past subject. It is from Michael Weary. It is about how it's not being funny, but hockey is so expensive. That's why only certain cities follow it. I'm just saying, and that's what we started the segment off by saying. because that is why soccer has always been more popular.
Yeah, it's an elite sport. You got to have the cash. You got to have the connections.
Detroit Dabber 313. DCFC's captain has never requested a trade.
Ooh, burn!
Wow, good for that.
Well played, dude.
Wow.
I like that one.
Don't be that way, Jay. That was a good one.
They have
That was
11
pretty
league
funny.
championships because the Wings do.
20-something years. Well, they've been alive for 5 years. Well, how old is DCFC?
So now we got DCFC versus Detroit Red Wings. What are we doing?
I'm literally just fucking.
Yeah, that was yours. You were supposed to say that right there. What are we doing?
I'm just playing.
37 and
Hey, two niche cult fan bases unite.
True that.
It should be how it is, honestly.
37 and 49, 9 games back in their own division, 6 for the wild card, your Detroit Tigers. However, last night was a pretty exciting game, a win over the New York Yankees, if you will. Was it the best game or was it the most exciting game of the season? And the Tigers, where are they at?
Well, they busted up Shit Hitler last night, a guy who's he's in line to win the Cy Young this year.
Yeah, they're tied right now.
And I think that we really gave him a great blast to that chance last night. We really rocked him early. You see back-to-back amazing performances from Mize and then Scuba, which brings up an interesting debate.
Riley Green also had an amazing performance last night. 2 home runs, including the first that was a bomb.
I love the offense.
Because they haven't had any.
Can you hit a home run?
Like 100%.
Where?
Where
have you knocked him out at?
Comerica Park.
I mean, I believe you.
Comerica Park, Jacobson's Field, Michigan Stadium.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I took BP at the Yankees when they first opened up the stadium. However, I did not get out of the park.
Okay, that's a short porch there too, bro.
I would say that the wrong bet.
Breaking news before the show's over. Breaking news before the show's over. I want us to be the first one to break it. Hold on.
We nailed it. We nailed it.
Yes, you did. We talked about this earlier today.
Here we go.
Breaking news out of the National Basketball Association. The San Antonio Spurs are signing Tobias Harris to a 2-year, $31 million deal.
15.5?
Braylon Edwards, your thoughts?
I think he played himself into a $15.5 million a year contract. You see what he was able to do for the Detroit Pistons last year. That leadership that Anson spoke about, it's the leadership and it's the skill. He's been there, he's done that, and he can, in the moments, he's a free-throw shooter that makes his free throws. He plays well in those spaces. So I think now you're bringing him the guy when you have young guys like Castle, Vassell, you got guys, obviously, Victor Wembanyama. You put him around those guys, they're looking for exactly what he did for the Pistons this year, and you got more younger guys and you've been a little bit further. So I think this was a move. He played himself into this deal, and he showed that leadership. He was always on time. He was always prepared. You saw that mentorship. You saw how they started to approach everything on the court and off the court. They're bringing him in for that same regard. This is what Anson, this is what you talked about. You get him in there, he does not have to be what he was for the Pistons. Pistons asked him to do a lot too much for a 35-year-old player. He won't have to do all that with the San Antonio Spurs, and he's still going to make $15.5. So kudos to him. But I think this was a good move based on what we saw him able to do in the playoffs this year. He became a better player all around. And I know he's older. He became a better player. He became the best version of himself at that age.
What's the details on this? Do we have a contract? 2
years,
2 years.
15.5.
31 million,
Tobias gets his ring.
$15.5 million.
Tobias just got his championship ring.
So Spurs,
and I'm so happy for him.
Spurs win now?
He will win one in the next 2 years. I don't believe that they're going back to back. They'll let, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. The next two are probably out west, but one of them will be worn by Tobias Harris, and I got to be honest with you. He absolutely deserves it. I'm going to quote Mig's political pundit. Damn, I wanted Tobias off the bench. I did, bro. We all did. And this was a priority for the Pistons. Now, listen, guys, we are going to go past 2 o'clock with this. We're going to hang out with this because we do need to show Tobias some love, and we need to talk about what this means to the future. So we're going to stick around a little bit past 2 for you here.
You mean 4?
4. Thank you for helping me out with numbers, guys. It's hot in here. But listen, this guy absolutely deserves this. He was down, and people didn't know where he was going to sign. You didn't think he'd want to come to Detroit. This guy came back to a team that had 14 wins the year before. Absolutely the man here in helping us reshape the culture, and he did play his way into this contract. We talked about it. This is an opportunity for him to go to another super young team one that's on the precipice, because when he came here, he didn't realize what we were going to do. And now he gets to be that piece that is that unk that they needed, that they didn't have in the playoffs when they lost this year.
I think when you look at the Spurs, throughout history, especially since '99 with Tim Duncan and David Robinson won their first championship, they've always had that level of veteran. They've always brought in veterans, whether it was Bruce Bowen, whether it was Robert Horry, whether it was Steve. Every year when they win championships, they tend to have those veterans on the staff that you can just depend on, that you can rely on. So I think this is their next version of that. Now they got a guy in Tobias Harris that's done it at a very long time. And last year, he did it at a high level for what his role is in the 2026 NBA.
Yeah, you guys said everything. There's nothing for me to say. I just like being right. Yeah. Before the show started, Anson and I were talking about this, and yeah, I'm just glad that we're right. Good for Tobias, man. Go win yourself a ring.
It was time. I talked about it yesterday. I talked about it earlier today. Like there's a time where you have to move off of Tobias Harris, either because he doesn't fit into your cap space or you have to use him in a trade. This was that time for the Pistons. Unfortunately, it did not seem like they wanted to pay him $15.5 million to be a veteran leader on this team. They must trust a lot of people in this locker room to take over that role for this Pistons team. Cade's coming into his own, and we got some veterans in here and some that have some good experience. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think that he wasn't necessary, but you're going to have to fill his role. You're going to need another person who can go and get their own shot. John Collins is more of a spot-up shooter. So is Herter. So is Isaiah Joe. You got a lot of now spot-up shooting. You're going to have to go find probably your starting two, it seems like, and going to have to figure this out so that you have someone who can go get their own shot in the mix of this whole rotation.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the Detroit Pistons do now that you don't have Tobias Harris. What's the next move for the Pistons? We knew that this was going to come down the pipeline, so I'm eager to see what that move is. But I stand by this. That leadership that Tobias showed this year, the leadership in the playoffs, being able to be in those moments, get the guys going.
Valuable, man.
Very valuable. It was valuable to Cade. Now Cade picks up on that. Now Cade is taking that. Now he puts that and adds that to his game. He now, when we get in those spots, he now knows how to calm Asar Thompson down. He knows how to talk to Jalen Duren. He knows how to get his guys, B-ball Paul, guys coming off the bench. He knows how to move them and talk to them because of what he's seen through Tobias Harris and his own. I don't want to disrespect Cade. That's his own leader and his own player. But Tobias Harris, man, you got to have vets that can show you a little bit of the game, things that you wouldn't even necessarily think about. So Cade got that from Tobias. I know he's appreciative.
This feels like the Cliff Robinson thing in the early 2000s. You had a guy who was a huge piece of your resurgence. And you hated seeing Uncle Spliffy go, man, because we did love him. Always great to stand in a circle with, my friend. But listen, this is, we talked about it. You get younger, you save money, you're more dynamic with John Collins. John Collins doesn't get signed if you didn't already know you couldn't make it happen with Tobias, because Tobias was a priority, all right? This guy they wanted to bring him back here, but again, he played himself into a contract to get paid, and he's got an opportunity to get the ring and train or teach those young guys over there. So for me, listen, it hurts to see him go, but as somebody said in the chat, it's not Barry Sanders, guys. It's not Barry Sanders that you're saying goodbye to. So no way a Corey starts right away, makes political. No, he doesn't. But you start talking about these guys that are going out, these older guys and these young guys that are coming in. We don't know who some of these guys are, because Isaiah Joe never got a chance to truly flourish. When SGA was out, you saw the kind of player that he might be able to flourish into. This is the same type of deal now. You've got John Collins with an opportunity. You've got other guys that are going to be brought in, guys that have been drafted. Anyesu, who knows what kind of a role he has. He might be able to get some time. So looking at this situation, it's sad. We got a chance to see Tobias over at the coffee shop in Birmingham a lot, with his family, just a stand-up guy, and the city will miss him. But this is the Everest that you guys talked about. He got us a bunch of the way up there. And now it's time to hand that baton off to guys that are going to be here for this true championship window that Trajan and Gores have built here in Detroit finally. So right now, I think that this opens some things up. I think that the Pistons know that they're not bringing back Tobias. They've committed their money to Collins, so they have a true understanding of what money they still can move in a possible blockbuster deal for somebody like MPJ or to save it maybe for later on at that trade deadline. But listen, this is something that we all knew was a possibility, and I think one of the rare times where we all wish somebody a lot of success at a team that we love to hate, San Antonio Spurs.
I just wonder who's the next move that the Pistons are going to bring here. They revamp their career, serve here, and then they dip next year and make more money, because this is a couple years in a row now. You're looking at guys, they come here, they show, prove, and then they get signed for bigger deals elsewhere afterwards.
And nobody's profited more off that than Mark Bartelstein. Bring your boy MPJ to Detroit. Let's go.
If he comes, he stays.
And so I'm looking at Spot Check right here, and the Pistons cap sheet is very messy right now because they have a bunch of cap holds that they're still holding on to, whether that is Duren at 20 mil, Tobias at 40. So they got room to work off the books here, and Herter at 27, who they just signed for a lower deal. So they still are going to have a little, like one more signing to play with here, probably like $15 million. It's kind of hard to do it all that math really quickly. They have 8 cap holds.
But that can be used in a trade as well.
Yes. As well, yes. They have a lot of movable contracts, which is good.
Flexibility.
A lot of flexibility. You know what? Duncan Robinson's contract's movable. So is Herter's. Like all these shooters that teams constantly are looking for to surround Giannis Antetokounmpo in Miami. Like those are the type of moves that are going to be on the table for the Detroit Pistons if they need to offload a contract. But I don't think that that's going to be the issue. I think they have a lot of flexibility, like Anson's saying. Tobias, it was the time to get off him. You got his leadership. You got everything out of him. You weren't ready to win a championship with him. And he is. He's on the winning end of his career. He got paid more money than you would have been able to pay him. And you got to tip the cap. Thank you for the service. And you got to move on to the next one.
1,000%. I mean, there's not really much more to say about that. Just super excited for Tobias Harris. Also excited that the Pistons now, they got their guys and they're trying to figure out what the cap space is for them.
Yeah.
100%.
I think we're ready to call it, although I would like to tell you a little bit real quickly about the Yaldo Eye Center, guys. They've been doing it for 30 years here in Michigan, over 100,000 successful procedures. We're talking about LASIK. 8 minutes, you're done, it's painless. The next day, the majority of you are seeing 20/20. And they got a special deal for you no matter what your prescription is. They're going to take care of each eye at only $16.99 a piece. Head on over to the Yaldo Eye Center today, yaldoeyecenter.com.
How about Art and Jake's, Braylon?
Art and Jake's, man, it's the place for you. 80 TVs, wall-to-wall action, and then it's 22 beers on tap. This is the spot for you. You got to come on down. Menu is much better than just bar food. I promise you that. Speaking of that, last night we were at Art and Jake's, Sterling Heights, man. They showed up and they showed out, man. This is what we do. When we tell you we partner with somebody, we partner with them in all ways, man. When you get the opportunity, pull up on Art and Jake's. I promise you, you will have a good time.
Like what you said, when you partner with someone, and there's no bigger partner to me than Amnesia, because look at this. 2 flavors, 1 device, 3 ways to enjoy it. I got the grapefruit and the Skywalker in here, and these things hit perfectly. No better vibes that you can be on than a nice Amnesia. They won't make you forget, but they will make you happy, so make sure you tap in with Amnesia. But if you're looking for some more weed products, we got you with Mad Packs as well, now available at almost every marijuana retailer around. You can tell I'm on that Mad Packs right now. They got the tarantulas, the boom chakalakas, and every great, whether it's extracts or bud, they have all the great products in today's game, so make sure you tap in with them on their socials, in the dispensary, and on Woodward Sports for Spencer Raxter's Mad Pack Minute.
Shout out to Mad Packs and Mad Pack Minute. Spencer does a hell of a job with that. Check this out. This is a hell of a show, and I'm so excited to be back, and also excited the AC is back. Just like we will be tomorrow. Keep tuning in, keep liking, keep loving, keep subscribing, and keep passing the show along. Pass it along. From my boy Anson Wells, JS, Jared, and Riley. We are Braylon Edwards Show, Woodward Sports 2.0. See you mañana.
Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.